I would say one of the top 6, right? Most people are considering him. Or
For who?
PSG.LGD.
Yeah, I think they're slept on. I feel like a lot of people are underestimating them. When you consider this organization, I think has the best total placement. Like, if you got points for your placement at TI,
Yeah.
they'd have the most
Oh,
because
yeah.
they've been at all of them for the most part. And I think that sleeping on maybe Chalice, they were so lackadaisical throughout the year.
Yeah.
You know, you give them a month to prep and practice. I think they're gonna be top 3.
Isn't that kind of
Personally.
like a Chinese thing though? Like the teams that do that, where they kind of known to like perform better at TI than they do throughout the rest
Yeah.
of the year. And you talked about Marana off camera, like to start this tournament, and I was like, I don't know about Marana. Suddenly we see a first round ban Marana.
It's gonna be most contested. I think Enchantress, Marana, Chen, Enigma are your big 4, and I think a large part of that is the concept of being able to play around catapults.
Okay.
Like again, it's hard to really break down the meta and Dota right now because we haven't seen any good Dota for like 2 months. I don't count the qualifiers, and now all of a sudden we're here after effectively all teams have played a boot camp for a month against each other.
So who knows what's going on behind those doors?
True. Well, I think
some
I do.
crazy stuff. Well, I think you do as well. You got the Marana and the Enchantress we've seen a little bit of. And now this Elder Titan, first picked overall. Is there a certain reason?
He's just a beast in lane, especially with a hero like Grimstroke. I mean, what's your play?
Is this a 3 or a 4 Elder Titan? Are you saying?
I think it's both. It could be either.
Okay, so it's like a flex pick opening.
Mhm.
I feel like Ogre is primarily going to be played as a 3 at this tournament.
Yep.
In the past, usually a 5, possibly a 4, but
I think
the
it's
lane presence is too much.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it just makes more sense as a 3. I hate supports without wave clear, but when you're a core, I think it's a bit better because now you're like bullying the lane. You get your core items and you can roam if you want to. If you're a 4 position, you don't have the levels to do that. And it's not as if you're gonna, oh hey guys, I'll take off lane for a bit. Like you're gonna hit creeps for 10 minutes. Come on.
Ogres tend to be rushing Midas, at least that I saw. Like, they maybe go phase boots into Midas, and it's like pretty much the standard build on almost every hero this patch. But the multicast on Midas makes it so a hero that traditionally doesn't farm all that much can still get a lot of farm being like a spear breaker type offlaner. Like, I've seen a lot of them just go like Midas, like Blink Dagger or something, and just run around stunning people. And you actually do a lot as kind of like a low cooldown skirmisher. But there's the Alchemist, something I've been seeing way too much in NA, and was curious about, is it something that with proper like counterplay, is it bad, or is it something we'll see a lot of TI? I personally think it's really good as a second round hero.
We're like 2 minutes into the first TriCast. Brian's already answered his own questions and monologued for a minute.
That was not a minute. That was like 25 and a half seconds. Okay.
Please keep going. Go
no,
on.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I mean, talking about the Alchemist, so like, what happened, right? He used to be a middle only here, and then all of a sudden, I think it was actually an NA, right? He just started going safe lane. Why is safe lane so much better than middle now on that hero?
Well, previously he was just too squishy. Like, mid lane was like kind of like for sniper, where it's harder to gank you in the mid lane. But now they gave him 10 movement speed and like a 1 or 2 armor, and the hero can actually lane in the side lanes without just being paper and getting ran down and dying. Because the side lanes, the chase distance is the big difference between who can lane mid and side lanes.
And then Broodmother, we've seen alliances, liquids. They like first picking this hero. You think we're going to see a bunch at this tournament, or are you guys any Brood players?
I mean, I know Brian's a Brood player.
Yeah, any hero that requires micro is my specialty.
Dude, you know the funniest? I didn't know this was a thing, but you can customize your hero, right?
Yeah.
Your hero pool, and I just love Brian's top row is just like my best heroes.
Hey,
there's way more heroes in there than you would expect too. There's like 35.
They're all right clickers, man. They're all point click stunners and farm creeps type heroes.
Hey.
But
I've always advocated that though. To be fair, I mean, it's great if you can play these super complicated heroes, but at the end of the day, give me something simple.
Yeah, exactly. I'll push my 2 buttons and farm properly.
Yeah. It means you always hit a higher, 0 to 100% efficiency on the hero, right?
Yeah.
You put me on Invoker, you're going to get about 2%.
Yep, absolutely.
You're better off actually with a gallon of milk, I think, behind the keyboard. But something simple. Wraith King carry? Psh.
Exactly. The day he was made a carry, I was a little worried when they added the skeletons. That's a 3rd button. And you can also toggle the aura, but, it managed to the fact that you don't have to control the skeletons. I just have to know to push it. It made it a little bit easier.
That's true. That's kind of them.
And there's a life stealer banned out. So what does that say? I mean, usually it used to be you ban life stealer, you pick Morphling. It's not like that anymore, though, right? I know a lot of teams used to
Wait,
do that.
what?
No, it's usually the opposite.
Oh,
You
It's
okay.
the
ban more
opposite.
flame,
Ban more.
pick
If you're,
life,
yeah, my bad.
yeah.
I'm losing it.
No, you're
It's fine.
fine. It's been a long day so far. You know,
It has. We've been
technical
working hard.
difficulties, but I feel like maybe they. If I had to guess, it's probably a good lane against Ogre. Like it's one of the heroes that wouldn't get bullied away. I think Ogre over time will just hit you a lot, and safe laners, at least in my experience this patch, have primarily been getting just shoved out of their lane sometime around when the offlaner is 5 or 6, and Ogre seems to fit that bill. So laners that don't get bullied out, Naga Siren early in the draft.
With Ember banned, Alk banned, I don't mind it. And I think that as far as TI heroes go, this would be my go-to in terms of how to open a tournament. You capitalize on perhaps chaos coming in with a bit of nerves, maybe a little over aggression. One good song, you punish hard. Probably gonna outscale, no problem. Although it could be an FY Naga as I say this.
If it's
You think it
ran as a
would be?
core- Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. Is
I've
four
not seen a
position
support
Naga
in
a
a
thing?
while. I am not sure.
Well, actually, I guess it would be an X Nova hero, right? And FY would foreshadow him. I don't know. I'm just saying it's probably core, but we'll see.
And there's this fan, VSJ, you were talking a little bit off stream. You're like, this hero has been getting nerfed a little by little every single patch, but still highly picked.
My description of Sven right now is if I have to pick my carry like before 4th, 5th, and there's nothing amazing, I pick Sven. That's kind of how I feel about Sven. Like he's kind of like an all-around decent hero in almost every game. Seems pretty rough into the Shadow Demon.
I just like this. It goes back to just like when I go to every year at TI, right? There's the same heroes in a lot of ways, and certain concepts that haven't really been seen all year. Naga Jakiro, right? Everyone knows how this works. You remember Newbie with their Disruptor Naga? Like, it's one of those combinations I just like teams pulling out early. It's like, it's tried and true. See if it's strong in this current meta, and also a very good matchup against the Sven. Jakiro can apply a lot of pressure in the laning phase. And attack speed slow is one of the few ways of really dealing with ET. Because he gets the spirit, slow him run away.
Pops you. Yeah.
Mhm.
So how long do you think games are not like this game specifically, but do you think we're in a pretty like good meta where there are 20-minute games, but there are 60-minute games? Like games are going to be different, right?
They've made it harder and harder to go high ground, so I feel like there's kind of this critical mass where it becomes a stalemate, or you actually end the game early enough.
Yep.
Meaning, like, it's just so easy for teams to not be able to hit that mass, and then they're forced to take, like, 3 Roches, get, like, a free
Yep.
Ags, and then they end the game. That's
Yeah.
why I feel like there's such a high variance in between, like, whether or not it's super short or super long. And
Yeah.
I don't mind that particularly, but it
it's
can
sorta
lead
like-
to stale a little bit.
It's like when Luke tried to blow up the Death Star, right? After he
That's
missed.
exactly what I was thinking.
So think of that as he's trying to end the game,
yeah.
but he missed the shot. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, you've got to circle around, you got to come in. It's like a whole thing, and then you can try to end game again. But it's like 30, 40 minutes later.
Where's Biggs and Wedge come into that? Isn't that one of the guys that dies when he's flying around?
I thought they were like red leader, gold leader. I didn't know they had names.
Oh, they had names, Kyle.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. There's an Underlord. We haven't seen this hero much.
This is one of my sleeper picks when people ask me for the offlane. I said I thought this hero has been like untouched in terms of pro play for like the last 8 months. If you just look at the patch notes, just little buff, little buff,
Constantly.
little buff every patch. And I feel like
I love this
he
hero.
fits the meta if you have stuns. His only thing he doesn't offer as an offlaner is lockdown and initiation, and they have a lot of that already. And it's really good against heroes like Naga, percent-based damage reduction. Shadow Demon's a little scary when you have these like tanky heroes because the Soul Catcher's just so much just damage.
Such a scary hero. Like after that change, SD became like the dumbest thing is when you get like 3 heroes with it, and it's it's like a Dagon 5 on the
Yep.
entire enemy team.
There's a ban on Visage.
They are threatening the group up on Chaos Esports, and I feel like the problem with Naga as a hero that I've had personally since the change is that she gets like really farmed, but she can't fight until she has like 3 items. So teams are able to basically neuter the rest of her team. Like she's the only one farming, and then she's like 4 slotted or 5 slotted, but she's the only one on her team with items, and then she's a melee carry, and you just have all this damage reduction with like a Crimson and like a pipe, and the hero just doesn't do anything. Like that's the weakness I think of Naga. So Visage really fits that bill for Chaos of let's just hit this timing push where Naga's the only one with items, and they have damage issues.
Yeah, you can look at the Chaos lineup and just visualize like 2 to 3 items per hero, And you look at PSG.LGD, you're like, oh, you don't have any damage at all.
I mean, going before the draft, like these teams, right? PSG.LGD, they've been together forever. Chaos just came together for the qualifier, right? Like, how big does that matter in like a TI, right?
Dude,
or
and
there's
how
been
do
enough
we-
time, or
How do we not talk about like this is Chaos, like Matumba Man, right?
Yeah.
Like
the boy
this is
TI winner.
shouts to Misery. He had a incredibly difficult year. I'm not gonna get into it, but my man's been stressed and puts this squad together last minute. It's like this ragtag bunch.
It is.
It's like one of those underdog movies. Remember the Replacements with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
That's Misery, and he collects like all these discarded pros. Of course, Matumba Man being the most famous, aka Toilet Bro,
Yep.
as they call him here in China. That will be my nickname for him for this entire cast, FYI.
Okay. And that's an Necro. That's his hero, right?
It is.
And still ready to play his heroes, the green heroes, as they say. And now your PSG.LGD, UC, Chaos, as you said, they can group up pretty easily once
Oh, yeah.
Underlord and Sven get their stuff. What do you do to stop that?
Oh, well, I don't know if this Naga can be core anymore, right? Because these are 3 cores that actually destroy Naga. Like, you cannot play this hero as the one hero.
Who do you replace as the core, though? You make, like, Shadow Demon or Jakiro cores?
I mean, it's not. I mean, we'll see. They obviously think Naga's stronger than we do. I love this pick because they needed that damage. It's a early BKB hero. Looking at the Chaos lineup, it's necessary, and it's one of the best heroes against both Underlord and Necrophos, just because of the crazy high magic damage burst you have early game.
I think this game for LGD is entirely in the hands of maybe. Like, if his lane doesn't go really well, I feel like there's going to be this, like, 20-25-minute period where Chaos, you actually just can't kill anyone.
Yep.
Like, you actually just can't kill any of them. And you do have Shadow Demon against Necro, which is something that I think is a really hard matchup for Necro, because the ult from Shadow Demon
Yep.
continuously purges you, so you can't Ghost Shroud.
Yols can't do anything.
Yeah, you can't. You pretty much have to buy a Force Staff if you want to buy, like, a defensive item against Shadow Demon, and that never feels amazing.
I think Hood this game is necessary.
Yeah.
Because that's not purgeable. That's one of the weirder things about Dota is that, like, Hood and Pipe are not dispellable.
But
Crimson
is.
Guard is,
Yeah.
which just doesn't seem right. Like, I don't know. I think it used to be the opposite.
Are you trying to tell me there's some inconsistencies within mechanics of Dota?
No.
No, absolutely not. I favor Chaos Esports like having an easier executing draft, but I think Shadowfiend's the type of hero that could easily just take over the game. But
Yeah.
he's also the hero that, like, if he dies once, his entire momentum's
Well,
like
Doesn't
gone.
he crush Necro though? Like
It
you're
is
the
a
one
very
v.
good matchup.
Grant's the one.
Yeah,
v1
yeah. Ask
expert
him.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shadow Fiend is a lot easier to play, and then you just hit back to the jungle, and guess what? You're level 10 at 9 minutes in, and all of a sudden you have a decent game.
All right.
All right.
What build does you think? I feel like you got to go with that old school, maybe the
have
Arteezy
no
of
clue.
old. You know, the Yules Blink.
I was gonna
Early
say it's the
game.
Yule's Blink, I think.
I really like that build here, especially against a hero like ET Sven. Honestly, all of the Chaos heroes are a bit annoyed by Yules.
And they also have no instant disables, so
Mhm.
he's very elusive if he has Yule's Blink. Like, how do they actually get on top of him until maybe Sven Blink? And even then, if you've got fast fingers, you can react. You're pointing at something there, Kyle?
Sorry, I thought that was like 6,000 games for. I thought it was like the personal record. I was like, Jesus.
It's a lot of games. And guess what? We hop into it, our very first game over here. And we've got PSG.LGD on one side. We've got Chaos Esports Club on the other. And we've seen it. You think both teams, Chaos maybe has a little bit easier to execute, but obviously the Shadow Fiend has a good game, roams around. You know, you have a Shadow Demon, one of the best heroes, it feels like, for shutting down. And we'll
so
see.
good. I got butterflies in my stomach, man. It's my favorite part of the year. It's just so cool. We're actually going to see good Dota. You know, all year teams lose, teams win. They make excuses. Their fans make excuses. Oh, it's a new roster. Or they're not trying. No, it's a $35 million tournament. This is it.
Yeah.
This is the
This is
best
it.
you got.
This is
Whatever
it,
you do
Kyle.
here, this is how good you are. You know what I mean?
No, it's. I mean, even the players know that, right? Like, sure, you can win a couple majors, but would you rather, you ask players, like, would you rather win 2 majors, 3 majors, or a TI? Everyone's going to say TI every single time.
Dog, I'm pretty sure if you said, hey, you can win TI, but you'll never be able to play Dota again, they're still going to take TI.
Well, whoopsie there. Sorry about that, Misery. We'll make sure to get your chat lines back on. And this Elder Titan is a hero, right? It's the first overall pick. What's he going to do? Is it still the same? You just stack the camp and just spirit run at people?
I think he is. Fogg was telling me he was picked a ton in pubs in the lead up
Yeah.
to this tournament. I assume it's just probably for the same reason he's always strong, right? Just damage amp, strong laner.
Do you think it's only Dire? Because it's usually easier to do like the triple stack.
It's definitely better on Dire.
Yeah, I was just wondering because something I had never considered for a long time, but when you talk to pro players, you hear like there's some heroes that are first pickable on Dire or Radiant and not the other.
To that point, I think SF.
Dead.
Well,
Is he dead? Misery, yes, he will
Wow.
go down. FY and Chalice. They chase him. And you talked about the Ogre. This guy has a lot of damage and an Orb of Venom.
that's actually such a cool build going Bloodlust level 1. Did he buff FY as well? And then they just, nah. Oh, but that's so cool. They're just going to push
Sebastian.
this lane.
Yep, a lot of
And
4
pressure.
positions have been running or getting that early Basilius.
We've been seeing that more and more. Just Basilius. What happened, right? Obviously, people stopped picking it up. Oh, Aquila's not here. It's
Dude,
trash. But
look-
it
look
still
how-
gives you damage,
Look,
right?
yeah, a ton of damage. It's 8. I'm fairly certain that's the most damage you can get unless you go like 3 of the you get 9 when you go 3 of whatever your stat is, but you know what I mean. 3 of those 3+ items.
Well, here it is. Shadow Fiend going up against this Necro. 4-0 versus 4-0.
This gets much better for SF as he gets levels, specifically 3 and 5.
A Necro hero that always wins the sustain battle, so really the only heroes that are good against him are ones that can kill him, and SF's triple raise, like with a single stun, is definitely enough to do so.
We already see pulls happening, contesting all these camps bottom. 2 pretty tanky boys on Chaos side. And yeah, X-Nova a little bit out of position. He's going to get it canceled. Level 2, we're skilling up Pit of Malice. That might get him a kill here. Milan trying to chase. 312 movement speed versus 292, and he should be able to. Yeah, but he wasted a salve. Will he use a tango? He's just going to try to get out. One more. Oh, he eats into him, and that's all his tangos as well, it looks like. So
that's so much gold. That's like 200 gold he just spent.
It was 3 tangos, yeah, and a full salve.
And a TP.
Yep. Ouch. Well,
looking good for Chaos.
It is down bottom, and then up top though, Ogre 9-2 versus Sven's 5-0. And it looks like he's going phase boot stick. You think it's just phase boots Midas? That seems to be the Ogre build.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much every non-agility hero likes to go phase Midas. The combo, like the phase is just so strong in lane. Pretty much every hero can benefit heavily from the 6 armor. And then Midas is like, if you don't have any other item that changes the way you can play, then like, if you're going to win the lane anyway, why not just get a Midas?
You a Midas guy, Brian? Or BSJ? You pick it up on every hero?
Yeah, pretty much. Anytime I can in this patch.
They're just turning it around. Misery.
Yeah, they are.
They were going on Chalice, and they're like, let's kill this guy. We got the full duration Inkswell plus the stun, and he just lives.
And he just has 10 armor with the bass.
2 points in Bloodlust. Look at that. He's maxing Bloodlust. I was not sure like what the skill build is for Core Ogre, but he's showing it here. You get bonus attack speed for yourself compared to others. He's at 50 attack speed, level 2. He just wants to whop on some people.
They forgot the cardinal rule, which is never go for the Ogre. Even if they kill him there, it's like you would have had to use so much. Misery would have had to heal, even if he didn't die.
It's rough, so it seems like both the off lanes here going reasonably well for both teams. Meanwhile, middle, you talked about Necro is still doing well. Very, very good early. Shadow Fiend, once he gets those higher level of raises, can start clearing out the jungle a lot easier.
I thought this matchup would go better for SF by this point, but he has the Ring of Basilius on Matama Man, which I like a lot, because you're low armor against the SF, and it also helps you push the creeps.
The concern I have is, like, you made a point about the huge timing for Chaos, right, where they get nigh indestructible, go high ground around 20-25 minutes. The concern I have is that if it's not the Sven that's ahead, they not only will have issues hitting that timing, but also they're going to just not scale. Like, late game LGD will win this game.
Yeah.
And I feel like Chaos need to hit that timing to win, because you're not going to get into this like 6-slot versus 6-slot game and come out on top.
If they're stacking, I'm not concerned about Sven. As of now, ET has not stacked any of these dire camps in the triangle.
Weird, aren't you supposed to do that?
Yeah, I thought that's what makes it enable. I haven't actually seen this hero myself recently, but in the past, that's what you tended to do. You'd have like 4 stacks at that point, have like 200 damage in your spirit.
Yeah, but now, oh man, X-Nova almost just gets one shot there by the Elder Titan. Top lane, there's a fight going on as well, but Milan, will he be the first one to die? Pops his stick, poisons keep going out, and they will finally bring him down.
It was really cool as well. X-Nova ensured that Ame would get the kill, pop the poison early.
Yep. Well, there you go. 1K lead already for LGD.
Dude, this is what a way to start off TI for VT Faded. You know, first time here, and he just has an Ogre Jakiro in his lane.
You're just like, what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, like,
this
do I just go to the jungle now or later? I don't know. They are going to try to go on the... Look at it. They just don't do damage to him. He has 14 armor currently.
I don't like this play just because
14.
it's 450 into the game, so you know if you commit onto him like this, he's just gonna go Shrine right after. And you already had to use it on Chaos, so it's like,
It's true.
I don't know. It just, I always like to time those types of all-in commitments to Shrines, and they're both gonna do it. And I think this just benefits Ogre. He's already got that plate or chainmail, so as you said, 14 armor.
Plus the Bassing. And
Yeah, which is just insane. He's gonna go for the phase. I'm curious if he goes back for the Midas right away, or if like.
I think you do. There's no reason not to. And it's just with the multicast working with it, it's such an insanely overpowered item, honestly,
Yeah.
for the hero. Like, if you consider like what item makes him stronger, right?
Yeah, like,
Like,
what are you gonna get, like a Vlad's or a
it-
drum or something, or a like none of those items are like, okay, I'm a drastically different hero now.
Ooh, middle. X-Nova, he does get in range here. We'll see. Is level 6 to level 3 in the raises. There's going to be 1. There's going to be 2. Matoman is going to throw out the ulti. He won't get a kill. It will delay him a little bit, but I don't think he's getting out of here. X-Nova will secure the kill.
Yeah.
Nice and simple. There is an Elder Titan rotating over, but a little bit late in the rune will be bottom. Milan scoops it up.
You can see like SF versus Necro. Any sort
Yeah.
of disable, set up, triple
gone.
raise, done. He wasn't even level 7, was he?
No. He just still not. This feels rough. Feels like all the pressure right now is on Chaos. You see him hiding
Yeah.
behind their tower here. Even bottom lane, the Naga, almost level 6, just farming it up. 34-4.
They're playing this game like we've seen the script so many times, right? You secure the safe lane for a hero that can be left alone. You start roaming middle with your 5. The off lane are too heavy pressure, just annoying mana spamming just beasts, and your carry gets ahead where you shut down the enemies and eventually you secure an edge.
We do have a rotation up top, and I haven't seen a Radiant. Oh, yeah, he's standing right on top of the Radiant War. That's why I didn't see it. It will go away, and they'll see it. Well, doesn't look like they can really do anything here. They're just going to leave the Underlord down bottom, and now Shadow Fiend, he can just kind of do whatever he wants, it feels like.
I feel like Kazu's played this role for every team. Like his style of offlane is just to be sacrificed and chill.
Yeah. And now VT Fate, he does take a little bit of damage. They are trying to go on this
TVs.
Ogre, and they're just going to run at him. VT Fate, he's in a little bit of trouble. Challenge, he tries to get the stun up, and he finally gets it on 1, but there's going to be an easy kill. Over comes the Shadow Fiend. There's a kill on Misery. It's a 1-for-1. Milan will go for the stomp, but X-Nova will cancel. VT Fate, he TP'd to the bottom shrine, and he got the hell out of here.
Great rotation for maybe.
He knows they have early game damage issues. And you talked about that in the draft, and he's the solution to that problem. And I think that's a really important recognition of a mid laner. Is like, what is your job? Is it to get big? Is it to contribute? Like, you know, what are you? Are you damaged? Are you stunned? Like, in this game, he is their only damage. So if there's an engagement, he has to be there.
Yeah, I'm surprised Chaos. I mean, they didn't have wards mid, so they wouldn't have known he was teleporting. But I'm surprised that they pursued like that. Again, onto the Ogre. You know, Chalice recognizes his role in this game, and he has no problem dying. When you consider he has 15 armor, like 1,000 health. If he dies, there's going to be turnaround.
And all right, look at the Shadow Fiend, how quick he attacks with that Bloodlust level 3.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're just going to, they got an Ogre. They're like, we can tank this tower, whatever. Shadow Fiend will be the one tanking it, though, and it looks like it will go down. Glyph is on cooldown, so see you later. Simple as that.
Such a great rotation. They get so much out of that. I love when the top tower is dead and I have an SF on my team because he loves playing that enemy jungle. And now all of a sudden you can ward the shrine and PSG.LGD gain 3-4 camps in the dire jungle.
So now this Naga seems like her game's going to be a lot easier as well. She can just farm her jungle while Shadow Fiend's elsewhere. She is out of lane, but she wants to be out of lane now, right? She gets more gold out of the jungle.
And just compare her to the Sven. Sven's not even level 6. Naga's already level 8.
Yeah.
And the main issue I said with Naga is that the rest of your team pays the price that you're farming. And since they've taken this early lead, early map control, that weakness is not a thing. And whenever I look at a hero and I'm like, that's their weakness. If that is not actually happening, this hero looks really broken. And this is the type of game that I'm really scared to be playing against Naga Siren.
Misery. He's looking pretty dead. He does have the raindrop zone. Here's going to be a heal from Atonement. They're actually just going to run at Chalice. He does have his ulti. Will that be enough to kill him right now? It is. They pick it up. 30 seconds dead is the Ogre.
To be fair, Chalice has virtually no farm on the offlane Ogre comparatively to the Underlord this game.
Yeah, but look at the effective net
500
worth,
net
though.
worth.
Like, what is a Vanguard on the Underlord? This is what it's effective for, sure. You can sit at a tower and play defensively, but there's absolutely zero offensive threat Kazu applies on the map. So sure, he has more net worth, but is it useful? Does it help his team acquire objectives? I don't think so.
It just scares me a little bit because I do think Naga kind of falls off, and if you have like this core ogre that isn't
Dog.
actually a core, you know
Bro,
what I mean, as the game
what?
goes on.
He's gonna have a Midas and like $1 billion gold.
Yeah, I mean he's got 300 gold towards the Midas at 10 minutes. He might.
All
This
right.
might. This
Grant,
might be a real late
can
Midas.
you do me a
man.
favor and pull up the XP graphs?
I believe is that you? That's gold per minute.
No, it's the other. It's like you gotta do it
It's
at
like
the top left.
F1 or F2 or something.
Yeah, you gotta pull up.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah, I got you. It's like F6. F7. There you go.
oh, it's only 1,000. All right, not as bad as I thought. Never mind.
Well, we might as well hit over the net worth while we're here. 2,000, or a little less. It says 1,000 for PSG.LGD here, but it does feel like, well, don't know. It says there's bounty runs here, but they're not. And VT faded. This is the guy, right? This Sven has to get farmed. He's going for the Midas still. Is that what you do, BSJ, or do you think that's what he has to do?
I think most games on Sven you go Midas. It's kind of like there's other games you can go Echo Saber first. I've seen like people still go Mask of Madness sometimes.
Yeah, when you're this far behind, don't you have to go Mask? I feel like going Midas Echo is just. What's his timing gonna be? When is his team gonna win the game?
I think you go Midas Echo and then you go BKB and kind of just.
Dude, you're the greediest carry player.
I mean, clearly VT Faded agrees with me though, man.
Apparently he's
If you
greedy
go
here.
Mask of Madness, I only go Mask if I actually think I can kind of participate with it, and I don't think I can this game because of my start.
I don't know. It's like a difference in philosophy between the two of us because I always feel like in this sort of game you need to try to be able to participate versus because now you have Keizu and VT Faded that aren't really able to do things. You have Matumba Man being your primary playmaker.
I'm telling you, if I'm Chaos, I'm not telling you it's like a winning plan, but I think our best option is to like just scale and get to like 35, 40 minutes and just say that's a core ogre who's gonna die to the ET stuff. Okay.
Yep.
Like
Milan.
they have a core ogre who has no farm. I don't know. I feel like if you weather the
He's
Naga Siren,
200 gold behind the Sven.
but the Sven is going to get farmed.
He.
You know what I'm
Brian,
saying?
I swear to good.
Dude, Sven's a nice recovery hero nowadays.
Are you doing
man.
this on purpose? Are you playing devil's advocate right now?
I mean, if I just go with you, then that's like, yeah, I'm giving you Chaos as like why they're doing this. I don't think they have a better option. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's their best option. Like, I'm telling you, I've played a lot of Sven this patch, and if you're behind like this, you're actually just not a hero until like 25 minutes into the game. Like, the way they've nerfed his abilities, like his longer cooldown on his ult, his stun being crappier at early levels, the ability to participate on Sven just
do you go
sucks.
this build with the nerfs to stun?
I usually go 2 points in Stormhammer, but it's like I either feel like with the new nerfs to Sven that if I don't have a really good start, I actually am just not a hero in the game. Like that's what it feels like with Sven. In the past, it felt like even if I had a bad start, I could kind of just throw out some stuns, show up to fights, be kind of useful, maybe get kited, but tank a lot of damage. And nowadays, this feels like your only option, and why I think the nerfs have hit Sven because he's like less. There's like less game situations that the hero's actually useful. And this is why I don't like Necro against SF. It just feels rough. But they're actually protecting him really well.
Yeah, he is taking some damage. He will get ulted by the Shadow Demon. They're going to try to turn around. Look at this. PSG.LGD not going to commit. And
That early 4-staff, man.
Yep, you guys called it. I mean, you can't get Ewells because the Purge would have been useless there. Or would have made the Ewells useless.
And this is Matumba Man after all. Man does know his green heroes.
Does. And well, middle tower does get harassed a little bit more by the Jakiro, but it stays alive. We've seen 5 heroes by both teams here now.
Yeah, they smoked up on the side of Chaos, so they might have just been planning to ambush whoever was trying to push the mid tower. And I think with Sven specifically, if you lose that mid tower, you lose a lot of control of your own dire triangle. And since you lost the top tower, and you like you said, it kind of the dire jungle kind of belongs to LGD. If you lose that mid tower, you can see how much like priority they're putting on it because they know they need to protect the Sven because of his build.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a storyline for the entire event. Is just how do teams protect their mid tower? That's like one common thread in pretty much every pro player I talked to yesterday. Just discussing how that's become paramount in importance.
Well, you got Bloodlust on one side, which is pretty nice for dude. Bloodlusted towers when they get glyphed, destroy creep waves. Holy smokes! They destroy heroes too, actually. Well, bottom lane is finally going to get pushed in here. He's just been hiding now. Shadow Fiend has actually been here for about a minute and a half now, just hiding in this exact same spot. Hasn't moved.
Yeah, they know something's
rotation. Here we go. Do we have another ulti? We do from the Shadow Demon, but there is VT Veda as well as Matumba Man here. 2 strong cores as well as Milan. A good disengage and engage. They're just going to move forward immediately. Matumba Man takes a ton of damage. Milan will try to save him. Nice dodge there, but look at this. Looks like he will be able to make it out. No, the sleep catches onto both of them. Here comes the split. Will it be enough? Nope, won't hit onto anyone, and they might just turn it on the Sven. There's going to be a stun. It will be multicast net. Right click, right click.
Yep. And I love, did you see how they set that up too? Where they, like, no one's getting in melee range of the Sven. They kind of just concaved around him.
Ooh, in
And
middle lane.
it's
FY gets it. Milan cannot deny it. So, ton of team gold there.
and they get both top bounty runes for free because of the map control they've acquired thanks to the top tier 1 going down so early. It's just so cool. And this is the thing, you know, it's not about the Sven's timing to me as much as it's his comparison to Naga. I always feel like if you don't have BKB by the time he's picked up Manta Diffusal, like, what do you actually do to play Dota anymore?
I agree. I'm saying their best option. I never said it was good. I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement.
Backtracking. That's
No,
supposed to be my
I've
job
said
on
this
the
whole
TriCast
time.
PSJ.
I've said this whole time that I'm like, this is why they're doing it, but it's not
I'm
like.
literally looking at your notebook.
I mean, is it better than Rich's
His Hello
notebook?
Kitty notebook, yeah.
My Hello Kitty notebook. Yeah, I mean, when you're this like far behind in map control as a team like Chaos is, you just have to force, like, brute force this tier 1 tower. And I like how LGD basically forced them to come back as 4 heroes. That first, like, shutdown is really important. It delays this tower by a solid, like, minute and a half, and it also makes the enemy team have to bring this next, like, level of commitment to get the tower again. And it just buys you so much time. Now they're pretty much getting a tier 2 tower top, or at least forcing Chaos to respawn. Now they're farming, like, 2/3 of the map, while pretty much Chaos only has their triangle and bottom lane.
Look at even the Ogre. He does, his Midas is flying out now,
He
about
didn't take the
16
90
and a half.
GPM. Wow. Took the cast range. Gotta cast that Midas from farther, save time, you know. Bottom lane might be seeing next. Nope. They do miss the ET splitter, but they still get the Necro Scythe on him, so he's dead for a long time.
I'm just, this PSG timing is going to be insane. They're going to smoke forwards with a BKB on SF and a Manta Diffusal Naga, and they're just going to walk at Chaos. And they have so much, like, I call it LRC, which is long-range cannons. They don't actually need to close gaps to find kills. They just throw out a bunch of spells.
They do have a lot of poke, which is good against heroes like Underlord. Yeah.
I love poke against these slow-moving Chaos cores. They don't have much burst on that side either, so very easy to kind of play cat and mouse throughout the team fights.
So you think we're pretty much just waiting for that PSG.LGD, this Diffusal, this BKB, and then they're just going to start marching down lanes, or what do you think?
Not necessarily. It's more that, I mean, they will welcome conflict. Whereas now, the PSG, they take a good fight. Chaos, you try and dive a tower, push an objective, sure, we'll battle you. But as soon as they get to that point, that power spike, all of a sudden they're the ones getting aggressive. They're looking for fights, and that Chaos map will start to shrink on them.
That's what it already kind of feels like that. You see 4 heroes pretty much around that middle lane. Meanwhile, it's just, well, there goes Dark Green. He's gone. Kezu coming with the team. Has his Hood now. Hood Vanguard.
Hey, can we check in on the Sven? Cause
Yeah, I would love to.
my concern is, again, you've got 3 cores on Chaos. Their draft's predicated on getting ahead, staying ahead, death balling. But they have 3 cores that are just watermelons. They're not really trying to get aggressive yet, even though they're going to hit this mid tower. I don't know if it's going to work out for them.
Let's see. Here comes Radiant on over. Tower is at about 300 life. There's going to be the next TP. All 5 Radiant heroes are here. Can X Nova find anyone? No?
Yeah, you got to get the hell out of here. VT Fan didn't want to know part of it. Even with the DD, he's back in the jungle.
I can farm the jungle quicker with this. See ya.
This is a free ult on the jungle creeps, you know, like I'm getting that extra
Didn't have to
bonus
waste
damage.
it, no.
Exactly.
Oh, so value.
There's the Diffusal Blade on the Naga. What are we at? 18 minutes in. Had a tough, like, first level or two, but then they got that kill, and then pretty much felt like Naga just hasn't looked back.
Yeah, I thought the lane matchup might be better for Underlord. I just felt like Naga doesn't do anything to you, but I guess, like, once the laning stage kind of dissipates, you just hit jungle creeps and defend the tower. Like, Underlord doesn't, like, dive you and kill you or anything, so.
FY, he's got a full Yules as well.
Yeah, FY is super farm. That was something I was going to mention, is that when you have this, like, ogre type offlaner, he's never showing in lanes and clearing, so you have these, like, Lina, Jakiro type 4 positions that just clear ways for you, and they get really farmed.
It's actually such a great 3-4 combination. Oh, he's...
As the 4-step Milan comes over, there's going to be the BKB used, and oh my goodness, Milan gets destroyed. Will they save Matama, man? He will try to run. No, there's going to be the net. He will go into ethereal form, but will he make it away? He's going to get Ice Path. There's a multicast. So much damage. They can't do it, but he will make it out. They are going to get soulbound together. There's going to be a stun.
But the spacing is so good.
Oh, no. Do we have FY? Here's the ice path. This is going to be a 3, maybe 4. No, only hits onto 1. It's actually onto Misery, and they do get Matumba Man down. Chalice is kind of in deep, but Misery, he's in deeper, even though he's by his tower, goes down. Kezu, he's going to try to run, but VT Fade, he's going to go down. This is going to be a team wipe, I believe. There's going to be a Yules in the air. FY, throw another ice path, my friend, and here come the hits. 1, 2, he's trying to survive. There's a buyback. Grimstroke going to try to help out a little, but he goes down. They're actually diving another, and it's Milan.
People sleeping on this PSG.LGD. Do you see how well they're playing these fights?
Dude,
the
that
movement,
was perfect.
Everyone is spaced so that they can get their spells off, but nobody's within like 300-400 units of each other.
They're just never committing though.
Yeah, they don't have to.
Yeah.
They just spam spells off cooldown. These low CDs, I love the way this draft comes together. And if you're Chaos, the problem with your lineup is that now that you're behind, you have absolutely zero mechanic to get back into it, with the exception of the enemy making a mistake.
Absolutely. They pretty much have to rely on LGD like diving high ground when they're not strong enough to do it. And you've already, if they're not diving tier 2s, they're not going to dive high ground, right? Like they're proving that they understand that you have these like Underlord Necro heroes that they're never going to turn the fight on you unless you bring the fight to them actually, you know? And that's like, you see so much disengage items being built by Chaos, but disengage doesn't matter if you can't actually turn the fight at any given point. And I feel like there's no...
Midas?
Yep, might.
Please,
Cat.
VT faded. Please, that siege creep.
Grant's OCD is just
I need it.
triggered right
I mean,
now.
that's just, you're losing a lot. I mean, the siege creep's just here.
Why isn't he actually not minusing?
And now he might just die. Nah, it's only 1 here. He will pop the Midas there.
Thank God. The value Jakiro ult lingers on creeps now.
Yep. And now 10k. And, I mean, you talked about that last fight. It's dude, playing Naga in your Hest feels so good, right? You don't have to, like, save your ulti for one time. It's like, hey, you use it when you want, offensively, defensively, and right, they just get a perfect 3-man ulti off.
I'm just going to chase.
Back up. Yeah, you're seeing just PSG.LGD, they will not overextend here. And it gets denied.
And this is so cool. Like, Ogre, you get the Midas, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, guys, I don't need creeps anymore. I'm going to go run at heroes, and I'll buy teamfight items.
And here we go. He does run. That's actually a 4-step forward by the Necro. It's going to be an aggressive one onto this Ogre. But he doesn't care. He just knocks off the silence. And now they'll slowly siege, as you said. Ignites, liquid fires. They just have to run away from all this damage over time. 2-man stomp, though. Doesn't look like anything's going to come out. The Ice Path will just zone him out. There's going to be Kezu. Pit of Malice goes down.
Can they fight this? They don't have their Sven.
Looks like they're trying. Matumba, though. Guess what? Oh, my goodness. The damage there. W coming out from Shadow Demon. There's going to be an Earth Splitter. We'll only hit onto one of them. Stun comes out. And this is just, I don't even know if this is a fight. We're just watching them go back and forth here. Fully healed as the Underlord now.
This looks like a punching bag. You're just hitting him over and over, and he's just bouncing right back. Eventually,
there my God. Can they time it? Here it comes.
Shit.
And he gets it off onto 3 of them. There's going to be 1 kill. There's going to be 2 kills. There's going to be a 3rd almost. There it is. There's going to be another. And
but check out the bottom lane.
I'm going.
Sven
This,
Midas.
He definitely,
Midas.
This is the BSJ Sven guide.
Yeah,
right here. In the flesh. Farm, 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 and when you lose the game, whose fault is it, BSJ?
I mean, my team fed relentlessly.
Over and over again.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do when my team's just feeding 4v5 like this?
Yeah. And I believe
I told them not to fight, sit in base, and they're just out there dying over and over. But in all honesty, like...
This is a clinic.
Yeah, this is a clinic. This doesn't look like baseball. That looked like T-ball. The ball was placed on top of the pole, and he just had all the time in the world on maybe just
You got to use a more European friendly analogy. A penalty kick.
A penalty kick. There
Yeah.
you go. There you go. In soccer?
Football.
Nah, I was just trying to trigger you there. Sorry. Okay, well, he's almost got his BKB on Sven, so I'm telling my team I'm almost online. I've got it now. I'm ready to fight.
We didn't need that Rax anyways.
Yeah.
I've got Cleave. I can always
Like,
cleave the creeps down if
The only
needed.
problem is they give less gold, but I have the Midas, so I
Yeah.
can still get as much gold from these creeps.
I mean, this is it, right? Like, you need to take a good fight with this BKB, like a perfect
Yeah.
fight. And you're, what, 16,000 gold? Well, here we go. They're going to...
Oh.
Oh, okay, the smoke.
But it's
They know.
he saw it. X Nova's gonna just die here.
Puts himself under. No one's going to come help him, but
You better scythe him. Oh, he doesn't have it.
still throws the ulti out. Just annoy Necro a little.
And what's that called, BSJ?
That is called a crucial kill.
It's tactical feeding, man.
Oh,
Come
tactical
on.
feeding. Okay.
We're playing Dota Jeopardy.
I was just,
together.
I'm really trying to like say the opposite of what you're trying to get me to say.
Why?
You're killing it.
Thank you, thank you.
And there's okay, when this Naga gets hard, it feels like, you know, now they can just 5-man down the lane. I mean, they don't have to, but look at this. Maybe he won't even get the hard. He's going to try to split. Will the stun go off? It will. There's going to be the sleep, though. And guess who's coming on over? It's the Shadow Fiend again. They don't want to go in quite yet, though. They don't have the Shadow Demon. There's going to be the BKBUs now. Oh, my goodness. Misery with that Death on the Shadow Demon just gets blown up.
I love when you get to go Death on SF.
It's so greedy,
It's
but it's
so
it's
much
so
minus
good,
armor.
too. Yeah, it is.
And he also took the Presence Aura affects buildings.
Yep.
So you are
Dude, I
destroying.
love that. I'm surprised more SFs don't do it, actually.
I mean, it was Gambit for a
Gambit,
while, right?
yeah,
They
Afro Ninja.
they were just owning for a while with that.
This is a really cool concept because when you're ahead like this, Chaos, like they're still trying to get their own like offensive items online so they can finally play aggressive. You look at the armor, like VT faded with he's gonna go down to what, like 3 armor with the Deso plus the presence.
I'm gonna do some math
Yeah,
here.
it's gonna
He
be
has
1 armor.
15. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
That's
7
not a
plus
lot of
7.
armor for a guy who's wearing a full set of armor and
Yeah,
has a
it's true.
bulwark, I believe.
Is he part wolf? Because I heard they don't need armor.
Who said that?
Lycan.
Who's that?
What do you mean, who's that? Literally the hero voice
Oh,
line?
the hero. I haven't
Lycan.
seen him in so long.
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I thought you were saying like lie can, like I can lie. And
oh.
I have no idea where you're going with that.
Oh.
Dude, now almost a butterfly in the Shadow Fiend. So we're getting our tier 5 items up here on the Shadow Fiend.
Oh,
now
that
good.
3 times multicast at Midas.
And look at his money. Almost has a Lotus. He has a 4 staff now.
Yeah.
As
love
I said, Kyle, he's going to get the Midas. He's going to scale with the farm.
And he's good. He's in.
And he's there.
I hope that casting as 3 will transfer my curse. That'd be excellent. If all of a sudden, I mean, well, I guess you're always wrong, but it's just not as funny.
Yeah, that's true.
So why aren't they going just straight into Roche? Is it still like too scary with the Elder Titan and the Sven
You
BKB?
just don't need to.
Or you don't need to. Okay. You
Yeah.
just rather farm.
Getting killed as like forcing a 5-minute engagement you don't have to take is like the only way LGD loses the game.
This is that part of the game where all the top, like the flies, the crows, the puppies, they say, guys, they can't beat us anymore. And
If we don't mess up.
exactly.
Yeah.
We can lose, but they can't win.
Yeah. Well, this is going down quick. You got a Solar Crest now on FY, the Deso, and see you later, Sven. Or not Sven. Hope he's not dying right there.
Yeah, they basically made a movement there that pushed the bottom lane in
Yep.
so that then somebody on Chaos had to respond to it. Then it gives them the 15 to 20 seconds they need to take Roche, and that just
Yeah.
shures up any possible way the enemy team could ever contest.
They're playing like a grandfather clock right now. It's so clean.
Ooh, Yule's up. He does have the Force. Doesn't get it off.
He's got
He's
ice
just
path.
dead, I think.
Is he? Well, he's still alive, and look at that. 4 staffs out. They don't want to dive uphill
Wow.
quite yet. But there's the,
Oh
boy,
my
they're all here.
God.
4 of them get slept up. There's going to be the Macro Pyre Ice Path onto 3 of them. Oh my goodness, they're all just going to get blown up. Misery, Kezu, they're both going to drop consecutively, and they're going to look for one more. It's VT faded. He will try to run BKB, has 1 more second on it. He's going to try to juke to the left now, and they're just like, okay, see you later. Elder Titan instead will go down, and are they just going to go for the throne here?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
Sure
Kiro.
looks like. Yep, you've got a heart, you have the butterfly, not quite yet on Shadow Fiend, but it don't matter. They do a lot of damage.
Oh yeah. This was good.
Yes, it was. PSG.LGD. They're looking clean. I know coming in this event, right? I mean, obviously, we all regret it. We don't have to lie about it. Like, people are saying, yo, Vici Gaming is the top Chinese team, but after seeing this, obviously, we haven't seen Vici yet. Does LGD have a case up there?
Oh yeah. I mean, my power ranking would be RNG, LGD, Vici Keen.
Okay. You're putting VG pretty low there, Kyle, compared to
Mhm.
what other people. Some people have him as the favorite.
Some people are wrong.
Okay. BSJ, how are you feeling about this? This looked, as you said, a clinic.
Mm.
But let's go to the other side. Chaos, what can they learn from that? Like, is it a draft issue or was it a play issue?
I just feel like the one thing Kyle mentioned is they have 3 cores that kind of do the same thing. Like they're all kind of beefy, kiteable, nut catching type heroes, mobile, and they
the
got
4,
punished for doing that.
They don't even have an aggressive support. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't have a good landing phase, no one can actually influence the map to change the status quo.
Absolutely.
And your Grimstroke ET, like if you're ahead, it's great because now you're putting offensive ink swells, you're chasing forwards. But if you're on the back foot and LGD is just kind of spreading out around you, spamming cheap spells, like there's no play.
Yeah, the way that I would envision Chaos winning this game is you just have 3 cores for like 15-20 minutes that are able to just farm lanes and just shove them in with 2 counter-initiating supports behind. And the minute you fall behind, that's like that game plan's just out the window. And then suddenly, what is your game plan? Like if you don't have these mobile,
Come over here, BSJ.
I'm
what
coming.
the hell are
I'm
you
coming.
doing?
I'm coming.
I don't have
When you don't have
goons.
these types of heroes, like you said, there's just no comeback mechanic. There's no way that you can be like if you're LGD, you're gonna see them walking at you. You know, like that's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get blinked on. You're not gonna get caught
You
off.
just know.
Yeah, like
What's there is what's there.
you're gonna have an ET stomping you where you get disrupted. You know, and
I'm trying to help you out,
yeah.
dude.
All right,
Hey,
but
What?
nothing.
What are you
I was
trying to
just
do?
looking at the scoreboard. We got 0 deaths on all these. Nothing. I mean, I don't think. I mean, you guys are good. You just want to keep talking about Dota, or what? What do you? Any of you need to hit a potty break?
No, I figure we don't need breaks, right? We did this last year. We'll take a break in between series.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I know the fans, specifically of Grant, love to get him camera time, which is also why we set up the camera. As you can see, we figured that this was the, all of Grant.
Yep, we prioritized
Kyle.
how much they want to see, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm over. Wait,
It's
just
really-
a second.
If we had a close up on you, like you're just too attractive.
Yeah.
It's like the reverse cheerleader effect, where we all just look less attractive in comparison.
Yeah,
to
I'd make
Jala.
the viewers feel better. I gotcha.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? What does Chaos do to change things up? I feel like they broke the cardinal rule of Dota. What's
no
that?
Suns.
My man, we are already in.
I
Wait,
should have
there
answered
we
that
go.
wrong intentionally.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
My
there you go.
bad.
There
You
we
know, I was
go.
just kind of taking up a lot of room. You know, and
It's fine.
I've got some pretty big thighs. So what are you gonna do about it?
Me
But
too.
Thunder
yeah,
thighs for sure coming out from
Yeah.
Grant.
And that means Chaos. They lose their first game. You talked about it. What do they need to do? Do you think it's they need to play a different play style, or the Sven kind of? I don't know. The Sven didn't do anything, but that's not his fault, right? Or
Well, let's ask the Gary player.
Well, my honest question
Yeah.
when I come into the tournaments like this is I see throughout the last like 3 weeks of pubs, I've dealt with some offlane ogres, and I'm like, I don't actually know what to pick against this. Like, I legitimately I lose my lane, and I have a guy running at me because he really just doesn't care. Like a lot of offlaners, they don't want to chase you around the map or whatever because they actually want to sit in lane, accruing net worth and like getting the items they need.
like we
But
saw
you
Kazu doing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what like carry player I'm happy to play against. But
Yeah.
then if I'm behind in lane and I'm just getting walked at
By an ogre.
consistently, yeah, it's like what do I pick against this? I can't win the lane, so my options are to go jungle. And if I can't jungle and I can't win the lane,
What do you do?
what hero do I pick?
Yeah.
Like actually though, so throughout the course of this tournament, it's either going to be first pick, first ban every game, or it's going to be solved. Like somebody's going to figure out like 2 or 3 carry heroes that can deal with this. So as of now, I don't know.
You don't think it's something like because Grimstroke isn't the ideal support in that case? What do you have like an Undying top? Is that a different story?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you had some support like a Bane or an Undying, some strong laner, but even then, it's like it's not like Ogre's a strength hero. He doesn't get like hard counter.
What about Oracle in that lane? I mean, you
purge
obviously
the bloodlust or
you
what?
purge the bloodlust. You purge off the dual breaths.
Yeah, I mean, what ends up happening sometimes
Actually-
I've seen is people pick block picks, right?
Yo, guys, wait up. What's over there?
Whoa!
It's gonna actually be a short break. We do
What?
need. I'm
Why?
sorry. Because I'm a terrible person and I have to do it. I apologize. I'm a monster. That's what I am. But we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, it will be PSG.LGD up 1-0 against Chaos. Can they make the turnaround? Well, you better stick around, and we'll have to see. you got to get some stuff fixed out. And guess what? This is going to be the best stream on Twitch all day, well, as long as we're here.
True.
And now we're going to be here. So what's up? I've
Chilling
got
here.
BSJ. I've got Kyle. I'm Grant. And we've got Chaos and PSG.LGD. And as you saw, we've got a draft going right now, and it doesn't look like too much stuff is changing, Kyle.
No. Although some things are. I just saw BSJ's girlfriend.
What?
BSJ has a girlfriend?
No,
Yeah.
I don't have a girlfriend, dude. What are you talking about? I don't know who that was.
All right. That makes
Oh,
sense. That actually
I'm
makes a
kidding,
lot
yeah.
of sense.
No, but we got Chaos. We've got PSG.LGD. And as you guys said, we had a clinic going on. PSG.LGD looking like a top-tier team. Like they were supposed to out of TI, right? Like they were one of the favorites after last TI.
Yeah.
Like they had that. It was them in secret, kept playing every finals, it felt like. And they kind of fell off. And guess what? They're coming back. This
Well,
is the
dude,
tournament. Not fell off.
The
but-
coach, their coach got married and just disappeared for 3 months
Yeah,
on honeymoon.
bye.
Maybe like got married. He took
Yeah.
2 months off. I think Chalice had medical issues. He was sidelined for a month and a half. Like it's not like this team was ever at full strength and they were still performing adequately.
Yeah.
It's just this is TI time. This is when this team will shine, and I'm personally not surprised. I don't know why everyone on Reddit's talking like China's lost their way.
Yeah.
There's only 4 teams here for the first time in TI history. They've never had less than 5, and it's like we expect them to be bad. You know how hard the qualifier was for the region?
Dude, holy smokes. It was not pleasant. But guess what, guys? Enough of us, even though we are gorgeous. Let's get into the draft here. Let's see what's popping. And it's an Elder Titan first pick again, but this time on the other side of things.
For the prince himself, FY.
So clearly, it's not like this is a tournament-wide thing we might see if both teams from different regions are prioritizing first pick Elder Titan.
On Dire.
Dude. Oh, I'm sorry. I just had this.
You
Okay.
good, or-
So if PSG.LGD wins TI, right? You ever watch the Prince of Persia movie with Jake Gyllenhaal? I
did
love
see
that.
Yes, I
So
actually have.
you've got to. Someone's got to Photoshop if LGD win TI, you've got to Photoshop FY's face onto Jake during the scene where like he dies, but then his brother makes him go back in time. Now he's alive again.
Yeah.
Because it's like he turned back time and he won TI this time.
But why
Just
him
saying.
specifically?
Because he's
Why
a
can't-
prince
Okay.
of Persia and
That is
FY's
true.
the prince of Dota.
That is true.
Okay.
That was pretty self-explanatory, PSG.
I mean, I'm trying to make sure everyone else at home understands the reference.
Thanks. So
Yeah.
you're just playing the role of the fool.
Yes, playing it. That's what I've been doing for like
The
4
last
years.
10 years, yeah. That's what I did all through school.
Dude, it's funny. So we had so every year there's a meeting, okay, at TI with Valve. They do it with the players, with the organizers, with the talent, all separate. And the funniest thing is they opened up our talent meeting. They're like, guys, just remember, don't be afraid to be wrong. And let me tell you guys, my heart leapt.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I
They
can do
hired
it.
the best person. Like,
Yeah.
you are the star of this show
I
now.
was born for this.
Thank God.
And, well, that's a different hero. We got a Dazzle, and then followed up will be a Sand King. This Dazzle hero, I haven't seen him support much. He's going to be a core,
I
right?
assume
Whether
it's
it's a
core.
3 or even carry or middle.
It's a Matamba Man hero.
Okay.
We know it. We know it. I love Sand King with ET. This is my favorite combination because, in terms of complementing ET, because the spirit only gives magic reduction. Your hero or your hero is the physical, right? So
Yeah.
you want something that does magical damage. Like you land that double stun, but now you have the sandstorm. You have a potential epicenter that's just doing pure damage. Like that's, and there's no counterplay. You
What do
just
you do?
stomp, alt
Yeah.
or stun, alt, stomp, everything dies.
Okay, so we've seen Alchemist second round banned both games so far.
Both
I'm
by the
wondering
Dire side.
if over the course of the tournament it's going to become a first round pick because it's getting second round banned every game. That's the question. But that's, they do ban the Naga Siren. They don't want to deal with that again.
Yeah.
This time around, Chaos has the absolute last pick while LGD had it last game.
I'm curious, how much of it was just the Naga that game? Or do you think they could have replaced that hero with any other hero and the other 4 just do what they did? Because I felt like the Naga just played her own game, right?
It enabled their team fight.
Yeah, that
Okay.
mid game, the
Those
tier
2
2
ultis,
mid,
yeah,
like that was
that
all
was
just
her.
because Naga. Yeah.
Okay.
I also think that maybe a different hero could have won it, but it would have had to be something that power spiked in a similar manner.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem with their lineup was they had a bunch of they had these like Jakiro type heroes that they have stuns but they require setup. So you can't pick the same draft that they had last game if you don't have the Naga Siren with it.
Yeah.
So in this game,
was-
it was a nice hero for what they needed.
It was canned too. Like they picked it third as second
Yeah.
pick, so they're taking it right away, setting up the rest of their lineup immediately. Jakiro afterwards, and now you just save 22 pick for maybe whatever mid hero you need. You
He
just
can
grab
do
for
it.
him.
That's one of those situations where in the draft you see the Jakiro and you look back on it, it's like it's so obvious they're gonna pick Jakiro.
Yeah.
Like it gave them tower push, it gave them like synergy with the Naga Siren. Like it's such an obvious pick just because their draft, their
Dude.
strategy looks so clear.
Speaking of something obvious, can you explain to me how people still buy organic broccoli? Like in the store, you've got broccoli, you got organic broccoli for like $1 more a pound. There's no such thing. Broccoli is literally created by humans. Like,
But what if it's organically man-made?
what does that even mean?
What if you grew a human who grew the broccoli?
Does that make it like is that double negative makes a positive?
What? What?
Think
You're
about
the
it.
one who brought up the broccoli, Kyle. I don't know.
You
You're the one
know,
who brought up the
we
broccoli.
would. You talking about growing human, like in a lab?
Yeah.
Unrelated.
Wouldn't that be organic?
think-
I don't know what I'm talking about. Neither do you, I don't think, but
What if we grew them in a field? Would that make them
that might.
organic?
So wait, what's this? Is this broccoli thing gonna come around, or are we just talking about broccoli?
Well, cauliflower too. Apparently, it's all just made by us. It's based on this like weed that we just messed with.
Yeah, I was told that broccoli is not good for your digestive system.
Really?
Yeah.
That's my favorite vegetable.
There you go. You can take that away at home then if you're having some digestive issues. Maybe it's the broccoli.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a tiny. Oh, do you think we'll get to see it? That new sweet skin everyone's been talking
Oh,
about.
it's pretty cool. The
It is.
avalanche is definitely a really cool visual effect. It's really nice to spam in the private lobby or the demo mode. You can just
Yeah,
see the
we
entire
watched you do that
ground.
for 15
BSJ did it.
minutes.
Yeah, he was just
Fuck.
spamming avalanche, just killing level
Literally.
1 heroes.
We're not exaggerating either, viewers at home. He was literally just spamming Q.
And it does look
going,
cool.
Look how cool
Yeah.
it is, guys.
And he wasn't wrong.
Look at the pretty colors.
Hey,
So-
at least I have like validity to my statement. Like they know I'm
You
tried and
you
true.
field tested it.
Yeah, field tested.
And now this tiny, this is Milan's hero, right? There's no way this is going middle or anything. It is their 4 probably.
Yeah, it seems like a nice combination with Dazzle. You pretty much need a melee support. I guess they could make the Dazzle 4 if they want to, right?
Yeah, but really?
I'm not a huge fan of Tiny Core right now. Like, I think it's okay, but I think Tiny 4 is the best position for Tiny in most games.
It's always
And
nice.
you know your positions.
I do.
It's always nice going, you just go to a lane, having that toss back into a tower, pretty good. Always having that kill threat.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Chaos is a bit better than people said they were coming into it, but I just feel PSG.LGD is
Even better.
they're to me a top 3,
Damn,
minimum
man.
top 6.
There's the Mirana. We
How
saw,
it starts.
I believe it was banned out in the second phase. No, first phase last game, and
Yes.
it goes all the way through to here.
And I think this will be so. The reason I think this will be most picked hero in the tournament is that it's super meta for a bunch of different reasons, but more like every role could have a Mirana on it. So as this gets into the meta, every team is going to have a guy that's like, Mirana seems good, I can play it.
Yeah.
And it could be a 5 support, it could be a hard carry. Anyone can. And this could easily be FY's hero. It could be mid.
Yeah.
It could be Ame. Like, we don't know yet. And if you look at the damage setup, it's, again, easy combos. That LRC concept of just these short cooldown abilities. You stun people from distance and just blast them.
I would say Mirana primarily suffers from illusion heroes, like these Terrorblade CK type heroes, and the LGD's lineup already addresses that so well, and they have a ton of setup for it. The ET Stomp was one of the most classic
Oh.
ones.
Do you Viper here, right? And you just win the game? Because
Damn.
you're playing against Spectre. Do you break Tiny's ult too, right?
No, Tiny's ult does not get broke.
Is that in the tooltip or is it because it's an ultimate?
Yeah, I definitely know you don't get it broken, but I don't know like why it doesn't.
Can you look at it real fast? Like, is there a
Is there like a description of the fact that it doesn't?
that's at your best heroes list?
Dude, I play a lot of Tiny. Oh,
I'm not surprised.
But what happened with this Mirana? Was it just small buffs over and over? The arrow cooldown's 12 seconds, right? At max level?
there's nothing about it. Doesn't have any like alt tooltip on it.
How long?
Is it 12 seconds now, or is it 11?
It's
is
11 with the talent, I believe.
Okay.
I think it went from 17 to then 18 to 15.
Arrow is
Yeah, that's
pretty
what it,
good.
Yeah, so with the talent, it is 10 seconds with
Jeez.
the talent.
And most people are going that now, right? I think everyone's going
Yeah.
that. No more
It's
of that
just
leap.
it's such a cool. It's just such a long stun, and you have so much setup now as well. I love the Lifestealer pick into the Spectre. Traditionally, one of the strongest heroes against him. You never really are able to go toe to toe with the LS, and between him and Jug, and what's the other one? Is it AM or Slark? What's the other one that's like your
Slark's really
traditional
hard
hard
to
counter?
Slark's really good against Spectre nowadays, but
Oh yeah, because you're a Silver Edge buyer too.
when Spectre was broken, Slark was bad against Spectre because you used to go like the Shadow Blade every game, and the Spectre dagger makes it so you don't get your ult during invis. But
Oh, yeah,
but
dude, that
now
was
that you're going
crazy.
like Drum's Diffusal on Slark, it's a really good matchup.
No, I don't know. That one goes both ways. Lifestealer, Jug are hard counters to Spectre.
Oh, I know. I'm saying
Yeah.
like Slark in general can go back and forth in metas. I
Yeah.
think in this current meta, Slark is good against Spectre, but Lifestealer specifically,
You eat
how do you kill
everything.
this guy?
Mhm.
How do you actually kill him from the Chaos Esports side? And whenever I look at an 8th pick for any lineup, I'd like to see, like, when the opponent has absolute last pick, I want to see a hero that is forced to be addressed. Like, you have to address this and pick the perfect hero for the game, because usually that's really difficult to do.
Mhm.
And that makes it so, like, kind of neuters the power of that last pick.
What do you think of this last pick for PSG.LGD? Because in my head, this will be X Nova on the ET and FY Mirana, and you last pick maybe's hero. But it could just be Mirana mid. I just don't know if that's ideal.
That's what Chaos thought too, right? They
Huh.
banned the Storm,
Okay.
but no.
They have no egg hitters either. So suddenly you have
That's-
2 heroes they need to address. I
Mhm.
think Jug's their only option. Like,
Yeah, I'd agree.
Jug mid. Like, I know that
No,
sounds
well,
crazy.
wait. What the hell? Look at
I'm,
the
I'm
what,
saying
Jug?
I'm saying Jug mid is like their only option here. That's the only thing that deals with Lifestealer and Phoenix.
What about Quap?
Does Quap deal with Phoenix?
Orchid?
I guess. Like,
Just admit defeat.
like, okay, I don't want to admit defeat. It's just like I say Jug, like, you know, you don't even want 2 carries, but like you need like this mid gamer that can hit the egg,
Yeah.
that can do building damage. Like, they don't have any building
Ooh.
pressure.
Can escape
Could
from
you?
stuns.
Oh, God,
or
you can't Lena. Jeez, I don't actually know what you pick here.
They're going Lycan.
Oh, okay. It's not an egg hitter, but it actually does what I wanted. Like this right-clicking mid laner that kills buildings and the life stealer. It doesn't deal with the egg though.
This is such a weird.
The bunny
draft.
mount. Sorry, I love the bunny mount. If you don't know how I always say, you shouldn't be allowed to play Mirana unless you have the bunny mount.
So basically, unless you're one
You're
of the
the
people that forked over,
0.001%.
what is it, $1,200?
It was like
$1,000 right now.
$1,800. Oh, it's cheap now.
Yeah, it's
Dude, that's really
1,000.
cheap.
It's $1,000.
Yeah, it's $1,000. I thought my $100
It
mount
looks like
was nice.
the rabbit. Was it Frank from Donnie Darko?
Never seen it.
I haven't seen
Really?
that
Is
either.
that a show or?
No, it's a movie,
Yeah, no, I'm
dude.
just kidding.
There's
I've heard
another
of it. I haven't
killing
seen
all
it
movie.
though. Yeah. Dude, I love it though. But here we go. This is gonna. So it looks like it is gonna be the Kezu Dazzle. Then obviously Matama Man is gonna be playing that Lycan. And we're looking at these drafts. You guys talked about it. This Phoenix and Lifestealer, they're both gonna feel pretty good. I mean, the Lifestealer obviously Lycan likes chasing him down, right? But
What is that
besides
dazzle
that-
mace?
Can we talk about the game,
Sorry.
not cosmetics team?
These are some nice cosmetics, man. The dazzle mace, I don't
my
even never
God.
seen that before. The tiny prestige item we were talking about, he's got it.
He just said sorry. Oh, you're right, and then kept going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I said sorry, but
In
it's my
advance.
guilty pleasure, like, implied, and I'm gonna keep talking.
You
about
can
it.
tell you're a streamer primarily
Why?
because you just completely ignore feedback and do whatever you want.
This is true.
I'm
this is
recording
true.
on Twitch.
This is true. He's correct. I do the same.
Yep.
And so we're looking at
I
this.
saw BSJ throw a. Never mind. Not getting into it.
All I can say as a streamer is one of the tips you really, or one of the skill sets you master over time is hearing feedback and filtering out most of it, and just like
gotcha.
doing your own thing.
Yeah,
'Cause
Kyle-
everyone tries to micromanage your
Yeah,
what you're
Kyle, you're
doing.
sounding like a 1K Redditor right now.
Yeah.
BSJ knows to avoid that.
Yes, I do. I hear it, and it's in one ear, out the
What if
other.
it was me and Kyle in your chat telling you something? Would you listen to us?
Maybe you?
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go.
Use Midas better, please.
Dude,
Use Mi-
I remember.
That's it.
I was recruiting Brian for my team before TI5.
Yes.
And I was like, hey, so do you want to play with us? And it's because he had just won FPL. Sumel won the month
NEL,
before,
yeah,
got
yeah,
picked
yeah,
up by
yeah.
EG. I was like, all right, well, that seemed to work out. Let me pick up BSJ. And he says, you know, I'm sorry. I appreciate the opportunity, but I got an offer from IX Mike, and I'm going to go take it.
I mean,
It's fair.
it's IX Mike.
And then a month and a half later, Jimmy kicked him.
Damn.
That was a good time.
It was
That was
really
the
funny.
pinnacle of my career.
I forgot you won that NEL. It's been a while.
Troll Warlord, thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Great
Shout out to
hero.
Troll
Sniper
Warlord.
Troll patch.
So what do we got? We've got a Phoenix Sand King heading on down bottom. That means we do have this Mirana going up top. So it is going to be, it's Ame going middle is Lifestealer, and maybe going top is the Mirana. Different.
Different.
And why is
different
that
good?
for? Why do you want to send, you just, because you know the Lycan's going middle and Lifestealer just beats him in lane, or? 'Cause they have to know
Lifestealer
that's
should
happening.
just absolutely free farm this lane, I think,
Okay.
is the idea behind it. And I don't know, anytime you can put a carry hero in an absolute free farm lane and it doesn't like cripple anyone else, I think it's fine. Mirana, like Kyle said, can be played in any role. It doesn't
Lane
really
either.
Yeah, I mean, she's been given enough like early game buffs, especially the leap buff where the charge replenish went from 60 to 45 level 1.
I'm just scared. If you don't kill the egg, like I honestly don't care about anything in a team fight other than do you kill the egg?
If you don't kill egg, you lose.
yeah, Chaos just lose. All the creeps die. They don't do any damage when Lycan pops everything.
And you know he's going to be farmed. It's FY.
Yeah.
FY will have a Shiva's at 9 minutes, and you're like, what the hell? Is that even possible?
And
I will
it's
say
so
they
good
have
against Spectre too.
they have the Sand King though, which is like an offlaner that traditionally lanes a lot. So like last game he had an ogre, so the Jakiro got a lot of gold. I'm just curious like where he's gonna find the farm.
Oh, this is cool. They're gonna backlane first wave, aren't they? Check that out. Yeah, they're gonna sandstorm. No, never mind.
Just going to block
They're just
it
blocking it so it's in tower range.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna try and get lane control and then just tri lane down here.
and just run at him. And it looks to be, there's already Fire Spirits going out. Misery already taking a ton of damage, and yep, there you go. Creeps will be under the tower, pull it back, and, well, there's going to be a TP, so they aren't going to try lane. Looks like X-Nova will go top.
Look, FY 4-4-4 on. Dude, it took us like 15 minutes to hit that many shots in a basketball game yesterday. FY just pops off in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Also, one of the funniest things, Blitz. We're playing a game. Blitz is by far in the best shape of everybody, right?
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I have unlimited cardio. I'm just gonna play defense. I'm like, all right, sick. Just guard whoever has the ball. Run up and down the court a few times. He's like, dog, anybody got water? None of us were in better shape either. Oh man.
To be fair, it's like 90 degrees and humid outside,
it's true.
so it was pretty brutal.
That was actually hilarious though.
There we go. So this is middle lane, as you said, Lifestealer 4-2 currently against the 2-3 of Lycan. What happened to this hero? Like, it seems we've been seeing a little bit more in pubs, but
Lycan or Lifestealer?
yeah, Lycan.
The Helm of the Dominator, I think,
Okay.
hit hard. And he got like nerfed at the start of the year, and then he's been slowly but surely getting buffed. And then I think he was like on the verge of being really broken, and then they nerfed Helm of the Dom to give it 300 recipe cost.
It's also very much, I think, more of a pro team hero than a pub hero. Heroes like Lycan, Visage, they get way more popular in pub games when they're cookie cutter and easy. You know, when any moron can just say, hey, I'm 7K, I'll buy HOD Necro and just hit towers, it'll be meta in pubs. But
Well, VT Fate, he's doing a lot of damage.
Whoa.
Will they be able to get this kill? There is the Fire Spirit going off. One more right click, VT Fate. Please, he is going to use the healing salve. Will it save him? No, he has a stun. He turns it around. Will they be able to get him? Chalice lives for one more. VT Fate, it
FY.
goes down, and he dodges it. Chalice with the move. Can they turn it around? Do they have another stun on Chalice? They do in 5. They're thinking about it, and he's like, wait, something's up.
dude, these guys are boss
Dude,
right
they
now.
are.
And
It's
when
awful.
FY and Chalice are on, that's when this team is scary.
Yeah. Oh, there's the dagger. We'll just hit him. He has tangos.
I saw a really cool play top where the Tiny tossed the ET onto the Dazzle, who was in a creep wave, so then he heal bombed into creep wave.
Oh,
Never thought of
Stomp
that
goes out.
combination.
It's only level 1 stomp, though. Milan will just run away.
He's gonna roll away with that taunt.
Going away. Well, we definitely know Boxy's not playing because he would be using it non-stop 24/7. Are you guys spammers of taunts or no?
Depends
Just
on the taunt. Certain
occasionally
taunts are really
swag.
nice, yeah.
Dude, oh, that's the other. So you remember when? Actually, never mind.
Okay. Thank you for that one, Kyle.
No worries. That's why I'm here.
And middle lane, it looks pretty even. Actually, the Lycan a little bit ahead, but obviously said they're both pretty happy just farming, hitting creeps. Lycan does a couple more denies.
Just Ame can trade, whereas Matumba's kind of forced to just seed any wave that starts pushing into him.
So what is the build now? Do you still just go Hod like book 1, or is it Hod into Helm of the Dominator into something else, pardon me?
I honestly have no idea. Let's ask
I
our
haven't
carry
in a while.
expert.
I mean, I prefer Medallion nowadays, but he is going for the Helm of the Dominator, so I feel like the problem I have with this Helm Dom is you're against a Lifestealer who, if I'm playing Lifestealer, I'm just going to Infest Wave or creep you.
Yeah.
Dominate.
That's good. Oh, dude, that's so annoying.
Yeah,
It's a lot of gold, too.
It's 200 gold, yeah.
And there's nothing you really do to. It's not like you can play without your HOD creep
Yeah.
in the mid game.
So you're either like avoiding this Lifestealer or, you know, like jungling. You know, like what do you? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, obviously, Matama Man, one of the best like micro minion type hero players. The Visages, the Lycans, so the Brood Mothers. I trust his judgment. Just against the Lifestealer specifically, I think it makes it a little bit awkward.
And he hasn't even used one of his shared tangos. There will be a double damage. Lifestealer will scoop it on up. And there's the Soul Ring. So this Spectre did end up going down, but the CS-wise, still not looking terrible, right? 21-4, even with that death, you're not feeling too terrible about that. Let's see. Gonna go in. Stuns the Sand King, but no detection. Now VT faded. Okay. Getting a little bit scared.
And the thing about VT Faded, though, is that he was very much, he's a much better player ahead. And I think that PSG.LGD have done a good job so far of just continuing to ensure he's pressured in the laning phase. It's a lot harder, especially for like a less experienced player as first TI. You're not used to this. You're not used to just having to fight tooth and nail for every single CS.
That's the thing, right? Yeah, he struggled in SCA qualifiers. Then they did go. They won Europe. And now here they are. Milan, he's going to try to run away. I miss. Okay. I apologize. Missed the first kill there. Not the first, but my first. FY will go down to Misery. Who's getting closer to level 4. Nice kill there.
We have an engagement top. X-Nova did get tossed up and then slowed by the poison touch. He should just tick down. He's dead.
So, well, yep. Milan, happy about that. Get some experience. And Kezu, man, he is getting close. He's almost level 5. He's strong. What do you do? Is it? I've always heard it's a trap if you max poison. Are you ever supposed to max poison? You always leave it at 2, or what's your play, Kyle?
I've always regretted it. It seems like a good idea.
It really does.
But it doesn't lower the cooldown enough to give you 2 reliably in fights.
He does go 3, though, in the poison.
Oh,
And there's going to be the arrow. Yeah, there you go. And there's going to be the leap forward, and that's going to be an easy kill right there. Marana.
Bada bing, bada
arrow.
boom. Telling you.
And then right in the mid game, you're going to have that Blink Sand King right into the arrow. It's just easy setups.
And you have a team fight too. It's a danger when you pick like you're too reliant on the arrow combo to win fights, but you can use it as a form of distraction. Like Chaos try and counter ninja. You have an egg still. You have the epi. You have a potential echo stomp follow up. Like there's not really much you can do if you're Chaos, and they don't have any disable remove or cleanse, as I like.
Yo, this guy has no chill, man.
Look at this, the Lifestealer just goes in, says hi to Lycan, steals his neutral creeps, but this does give him a Matama Man time to kill this siege creep pretty easily. We'll see what happens here. They're just going to right-click each other.
He's gonna just infest the catapult, I think, after he takes the damage.
Gets crippled up here. Dude, crippled owns Lifestealer in lane, actually.
Any attack speed slows. It's actually a really bad lane matchup to play against heroes like Phoenix for Lifestealer. Just the high base attack time makes it like really bad.
Bottom VT Fade looks like he had to go heal and come on back, but already just getting pressure. If he doesn't have his support with him, it does not feel good. X-Nova's actually rotating on down. But there will be a haste turns.
It's that same concept, right? You leave your your safe laner alone at this like nighttime switch around 5-minute mark.
Here we go. Ame, whoa, gets tossed into the air now. Will he be able to make it out? He already used his TP. He's just running into here. And this should be an easy kill on Ame. Yeah, Matama Man, he's happy with it.
Wow, that toss was like perfectly timed.
Bottom lane. We saw him going down there. VT Fade goes down, and guess what? That's both carries going down. Obviously, Ame playing middle, but
But is the mid tower threatened? That's the question. We talked about how important this is to defend. And they've already rotated FY in after they pick up the kill. Really nice movement from LGD.
Tower will be bursted down a little top lane. That means the only one without too much action up here. Kezu, let's see, currently 32-10 going up against this Marana, who's 31-7. They're actually both the lowest CS in the game. They've been more harassing than CSing.
The thing is, it's just you're always threatened as this KZ dazzles the concern. You have a ward in the river, but if a Sand King rotate, like any TP from a stun, you're just dead in an arrow.
And here we go, the rotation. Dire doesn't look like they have a ward for this, I don't believe. No, this only goes into the jungle. But he has to know something's up. All the supports are missing. There's going to be X-Nova, actually. Just runs into him, but Milan's here. There's going to be the poison as well. X-Nova gonna go for that stomp, but it won't matter. Milan just smacks him, gets the kill. And rotation, Chaos currently 1,000 gold lead right now.
Matama Man's having a great game, too. This is the key hero for Chaos if they're going to win this. Because Lycan is still terrifying as far as building damage goes. I believe on Dota buff, he's the highest average tower damage, like, per game.
How confident would you be in saying that, Kyle?
Maybe like 72%.
Okay. Because you are correct.
Really?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up. Are you serious, Doc?
Those are 2 words Kyle never thought would be said to him.
You're correct, really? I don't know.
So I lit up like a.
He really did like a Christmas light over here.
Mhm.
Not one of those LEDs.
Are you one of those guys that did your family like just leave the Christmas tree up like all year?
We left it up till New Year's. We took it down January 2nd. Every year? Yeah.
That's very specific.
Dude, I live with my roommate now, and we left our Christmas lights up till like July, and we're like, we should take them down. And then we're like, wait, but we're already halfway to Christmas. We might as well leave them up now.
that's
just how it
that's
happens.
my play.
Yeah. Well, looks like bottom. They are going to damage this tower a little bit. Misery is down here, hiding behind some trees. Kezu is here as well. There we go. We are going to see an Inkswell. He's going to try to leap away. Double leap committed, but he makes it out. Another TP. It will just be Milan a little bit late. LGD will get out. What level? It is level 2 leap, so we'll charge a little bit quicker. The Lycan Wolf scouting him out. No cripples. There's going to be a boulder toss, but it'll miss. And it's just some
Arrow.
bounty runes. There it is.
Oh, the toss
Oh,
save!
Milan. Just in case. I don't think LGD would have gone in, but just in case.
That looks really stylish.
does.
And the only problem I have with that is if I was the Mirana, I actually wouldn't have thought of that prior.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking about it.
Like, oh, they might do
And
that.
now
to me.
if
yeah.
if you die to an arrow, you're like, well, hold on, where are you at?
Yep, exactly.
Not deniable yet. He summons 2 more wolves. Doesn't want to get it denied, though. Getting a tower is good, but you want the gold, right? Like, you don't
Yeah.
just want to get it denied.
Mid tower is the one I think that you're okay with it being denied just because it gives so much
It
map
opens.
control, especially when you have a hero like Lycan on your team, but you definitely want the gold, as you said. It's not very much for tier 1s.
It's 100 for the team, and it's like 300 if you get the last
200
hit.
to 400 if you last did it.
Okay.
Oh, Misery. Oh, man.
Back,
Tanks the arrow. Here's the stomp. It's going to hit both. It does. There's going to be a Starfall. Double comes out. Will he go down? Misery is actually juking and jiving, but will fall. Now Kezu in a little bit of trouble. As you see, only level 2 heal. No points in the shallow grave. Does have armor, and there's going to be the egg just thrown out.
Tower
Kezu
two.
is going to melt on down. Yep.
He's playing the same way he did last game on the Underlord, where you're like sitting on your own tower defending, but Dazzle doesn't do that.
Nope.
So that's a little bit off.
Chaos just, I think, have not the wrong read necessarily on the meta and like how to play Dota right now, but PSG.LGD are just doing it better. I think it's the kill potential as well. That's the big difference maker. Once again, Chaos have 3 cores that just simply don't do things.
Oh.
They don't make plays themselves.
And Misery, he's going to come over here and throw out his ulti, but I'm not sure what else is going to happen. We all have the dagger, and it is a double dagger because of that ultimate. Will they be able to at least get X Nova? Milan comes on down, gets the stun off, but maybe he's just going to run away. Mattel Man run on down. Do we have detection? That's the big question. Nope. No, we do not. Are we going? Oh. Do you go book 3 because it's Mirana, or do you leave it at 1 still?
I think you go book 3.
Uh-oh. Now VT baited. There it is. There's going to be a stun. Here we go. This man's flying Chalice brings him down so easily, and they knew that ulti was out. They did not expect that many heroes, and nope. Lycan gets arrowed to the face, and there we go. We do have some detection now. It's going to be on Chalice. There will be a toss back, but Teleman doesn't have his ult. He has his book 1 if he wants to summon it. Doesn't look like he needs to. Maybe he should have, because Chalice will make it
my
away. The
God.
boulder doesn't do enough. Wait, here
Wolves.
come the wolves.
The wolves.
They do a lot of damage. 50 and a cripple hit. There's going to be one. There's going to be another. He gets crippled up. The bleed, please. But he'll make it out. And, well, as Kyle said, LGD, this is actually pretty much their first lead in this game right now, though less than 1,000 gold, even with their middle tower going down to the Lycan.
The game isn't as simple for them either as it was in the previous one, where we were like, okay, well, they're ahead. They've got the better lineup. They're going to crush. This is different. You're on a bit of a clock. Is that just a casual glove of haste? Does he have, no, he's
He's
got
got Midas is after,
Got it.
yeah.
But like Matamba Man is top net worth. He's got ability to crush through buildings. It's just the mid-game team fight is still in PSG.LGD's favor. They just have so much more magic damage AoE.
Just feels, even just the Phoenix alone, like, you
Yeah.
don't kill it, you've got the team fight.
Yep.
The main thing is you have this lifestealer hero that I don't see how he ever really dies, which means like you always have kill threat on the Chaos cores. Well, you don't really have any playmaking, like you said, throughout this entire series for Chaos.
Not that
And
for long.
I'm like constantly on edge. Like if I'm ever getting ET stomped, I'm like scared I'm gonna die. And it's like on the other hand, if I'm this lifestealer, it's like how do I die? I just rage TP. if I
Which-
have to get going on.
Yeah, which pretty much is them. It looks like Elder Titan just stomped and then arrowed and easy kill.
When there's that much like pressure on you while you're farming, while you're just playing Dota,
Yeah.
it makes it a lot harder to just do normal things.
It's the I think the term for it is hidden power. when people like the game devs and stuff. Oh, hang on.
Run at him. They find the Lycan. Lycan does have ulti. Will he be able to get off? No, he just summons the Wolves. He'll get stunned, and this will be another pretty easy one. This Elder Titan Mirana combo just roaming around the map right now. Oh, and give me that 200 gold. Do what if the little ones gave 200?
That'd be
pure
that
value.
you just never dominate a goal.
Just, I'm not taking this. This is trash.
What do you think of this Ags Mirana? I haven't seen this in a while.
They've buffed it back to what it was when it was broken a long time ago.
I think most of them are. It was being played in all like the pub games pretty much. They just go around and run around and gank like he's doing now, I guess. So what happened, BSJ? You said they reverted it back. What do you mean?
Like they
Double
made it.
slap.
No, what it did was it used to be they made it all the way to like 11 seconds was the cooldown, and then like over the course of 3 patches they made it then 10, then 9, now it's back to 8. The cooldown on it, so it just is more efficient as an item.
Wait, do you get the double?
You
or
don't
no?
get the double.
You don't get the
anymore,
double.
no.
Okay. My
Oh,
bad.
by the way, there's just 2 range creeps chilling up here. Guess they were denying some experience, and I like that hill.
Got him.
Snakes on it.
It's just free wave clear, and they have so much of it on the side of LGD. I don't really know how Chaos like competes with the wave clear of LGD. The thing is, they do outscale them though. I think on the side of Chaos with the Spectre.
Eventually, it's
Yes,
just
it's a long
getting
ways off,
there.
yeah.
As you said, look, already a Midas on FY. Shiva's queued up.
It's not the best building hitters on Dire, right? Like, they have to win multiple fights to go high ground, it
Yeah.
feels like. Meanwhile, if you lose one fight, Chaos, they've got a Lycan. He will just start running you over.
But they're going to do pretty much what they did last game, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have
Play
to
it
fight
slow.
them. Just play it slow. Like, they have very little catch again on Chaos. Like, they have the Spectre hero, but, like, usually Spectre's much easier to play if you have, like, a hard committal, like
Storm.
a Bat Rider, Storm, some hero that, like, you can't ignore when they go on you. It's like, if they just go on you with Tiny, don't you just, like, Force Staff or, like, you know, Glimmer?
To me, it's also like the concept of like being able to play offensively. I want to be able to haunt and have a hero that says, okay, target acquired, boom, you've initiated.
Yeah.
Chaos, they'll be able to put a beat on somebody, but you got to catch them now.
Top lane, they committed a lot. They won't be able to get the tower. Chalice as well as Ame heading on up here to defend it.
Oh, the juicy infest on the helm of the Dom Creep feels real good.
A lot of gold, you see. He's at the top of the net worth, beating the Lycan now by about almost 1,000. Stun forward. A lot of heroes here, though. Yeah, this could be a big fight. There's going to be the point. Oh, my goodness, that heal. Kezu blows him up, and
No
the
FP.
detection this time doesn't look. Just runs off.
I like the decision to buy Armlet here. If he was going for the Midas Radiance build, you just evaporate to Dazzle Lycan.
Yeah. Bad Juju, a pretty good skill. Bottom lane, it is just VT faded. If you're Spectre right now, you're loving it, right? That guy, he just ended up dying top, so you're pretty free bottom. Running after this melee Necro, but Kezu actually tries to deny it. Won't happen. Will he get the other one as well? Well, no.
Look at the way he's, like, allowed to play. Like, it's
Get out here. Well, Midas will get used. Looks like we will just continue farming up, but look at this. Exanova and Chalice. They're going to smoke bottom. Looks like maybe.
They got to make this play. You can't just sit on your heels, as BSJ has been saying. You know, they don't have the late game necessarily. You want to fight before Radiance.
And here we go. There's going to be the blink stun. There's going to be pretty much every disable in the book. And you're a tanky hero, Spectre, but not tanky enough. Just too much burst damage.
It's just too easy, right? Like, it's so you
Especially
see
with
the
the Blink Sand
plan.
King
It's
now.
like when you want to initiate a fight as Chaos, like who do you go on with what abilities in what order? And it's like, honestly, there's no clear picture. But when you're LGD, it's like, we're going to stop, we're going to Sand King stun, we're going to arrow.
Now we're here. Well, Misery taking a little bit of damage, but the stomp flies on through. Will Grim drop? No. We'll be allowed to just walk on out. PSG.LGD, they're just not overextending ever. They got that kill? Absolutely. Would have put him out of position? Probably. No risk. Milan will clear out the middle wave, though.
I keep watching Ame, and he's just like infesting this Helm of the Dom Creep off cooldown. It's like just another 200 gold.
Like, what do you do at that point? I mean, you have to keep taking creeps, right?
Yeah,
But
that's what I mean. Like, you
yeah.
didn't buy the item to just like not use it.
That's why, perhaps, the thing is, I think you could go other items, but as a Lycan, your ideal game includes you having an HOD. Like, it's
Yeah.
necessary to
Sorry.
play your hero at peak, and I just don't know what his other options would have been.
Rough.
Maybe buy a Vlad's or something?
I've tried like Medallion and some other Lycan items, like Necrobook, but I don't know. None of them feel nearly as good as Helm Dom, for sure.
There's the book 3, so at least they'll have that detection. Mirana won't be able to just ulti the teammates out of there. Milan continues to push out middle. They keep that tower alive in bottom. FY, well, he's getting closer. That Sheev is about 2,000 away with a Midas. And here we go, this tier 2 tower. They actually want to defend this. You don't see this as often anymore, but you know, they're like, something's up. Ame can't just be farming here by himself.
Well, Ame knows that he can't die like right away, but he also knows that they like chase him down, so he needs help defending.
Oh, and here we go. We are going to have a fight. There is going to be an ulti used by Matamaman. There is going to be the ulti used by Mirana, but they do have the book 3 out, trying to heal him on up. Chalice still alive somehow. Will he make it out? There's going to be a Spectre ulti. No, he will not. Chalice will go down. There is going to be the egg used, but egg gets brought down immediately. Matamaman is owning. There will be a grave even used to save the Tiny for now, but probably won't do too much. There's going to be a kill onto Matamaman. Now they're turning it. There's going to be a 2 for 2. But there is a buyback coming from the Sand King. Will they find another one? No, Chalice won't be able to.
I like the way these fights, like, you have to imagine why this fight happens. So in my opinion, it's like, you see Chaos, they're going to pressure the tower. Lifestealer's like, they can't initiate on me and kill me, so I need to stand here. But if they, like, go on me as 5 and I don't have backup, they're going to kill me eventually. So he's like, I'm going to stand in front of this tower, but I need my whole team to be here. And then Chaos is going to try to force the issue, and then it's just a fight. And I think it's like, both teams just know the powers of their heroes.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool to watch.
I think more than just that, Chaos need fast fights.
Yeah.
They want to collapse and execute within pretty much the Lycan ult, Spectre ult.
Yeah.
If you're LGD, you just want to drag things out. Get the second Sand King stun off, the air. Like, just drag it out until Chaos's lineup runs out of gas in the team fight. And if you're gonna win this game's Chaos, you need to start fights just like they did. You know, just immediate go. But it's such a long cooldown, so now they've got to wait, and PSG.LGD can just split up around the map because there's nothing to threaten them, as you said before. Like, what threatens kills? How do you find this Chaos?
They have the Blink Dagger coming out on Tiny, so it doesn't necessarily mean like they can threaten kills, but that is a good
It's something.
start.
And his Radiance is coming a little bit later on this Spectre. Looks like, what, about 20, 23, 24 minutes?
He did go Midas, so
Sword.
it's like, it is obviously delayed because of the Midas, but his late game items will come sooner once he gets the Radiance. I don't know how I feel about Midas Spectre. It obviously benefits your illusions, but Spectre's not really a hero known for right-clicking.
Yeah. Well, for now, nothing too crazy is going on. It does look like Radiant there. Chaos coming together middle, about 4 of them.
See what he's got queued up on Ame?
He has the Deso with the BKB queued up. So
I have not seen a
this
Lifestealer
build
BKB.
does fall off against Spectre. I know the or the Spectre Lifestealer matchup. If you go Radiance, you tend to outscale Spectre actually, but if you go this right-click build, eventually, if you can't kill Spectre,
This is huge.
the fight's become really.
Oh, and will they be able to get this? Actually,
forward.
looks like, yeah, they do blink forward. He's going to go for it. He does stun him. There's going to be a Mirana ulti. They know that. Here comes the arrow. Will they let it hit? No, they let it hit the book, actually. They're going to fly on forward. There's going to be an egg just placed in the middle. There's an ulti by Elder Titan. Who's going to be the first to go down? It will be Milan. It will be Misery. Oh, no, and look at this. The egg pop stuns everyone. Oh, dear God. Chaos. The crumble has happened. PSG.LGD playing so well right now. And there's going to be the blink forward. Oh, dear, a dieback. Grimstroke. There's the arrow, it does hit, and there'll be the kill. And all of a sudden, it looked like this Roche was going down so quick for the Lycan, and then there's just ultis on top of you.
Gives me a flashback. You remember? Okay, TI6.
Paint us a story, Kyle.
TI6, DC versus EG.
Yes.
Game 3, lower bracket final.
Hype as
You remember
ever.
that? Yeah, you remember that. But the funniest part of that whole sequence was Misery died, like, for no reason outside of the base as EG pushed for the game, and then brought back and just, like, died again. And his team just 4v5'd, and Moo ended up... Yeah, watch that again, because that sequence was very reminiscent.
And well, now that you lost this, I mean, Lycan needs that Aegis, right, to play the game. What it feels like, you just don't have it anymore. There's going to be the gold given up. And as Mirana going F-Blade actually has it.
So good here against Lycan as well.
That's scary. That is a very scary. Arcane Rune bottom. What else? FY will have the Shivas in 400 here.
Yeah, this is
Level 15.
It's such a strong item when you have all these illusions and minions to deal with on the enemy side. Attack speed slowing everybody.
Yeah, so you just have like so much prolonging, as you said, like that's their pure goal, right? On the side of LGD. Even the Ghost Scepter or the E-Blade, like you save anybody. What's their damage? Like Dazzle's all physical. Spectre has Radiance, I guess? And
Not
then-
yet, but
I'm saying like that is
will, yeah.
the damage. So if you can't Tiny Burst somebody, maybe with a Grimstroke, Stroke of Fate, like they're gonna live with E-Blade. Like they're gonna be alive for another 4 seconds. And almost every hero on LGD has some way to like make use of that 4 seconds. You know, you have Phoenix to egg, dive, you have Sand King with the burrow strikes, like ET can get a stomp off in his Earth Splitter, like that 4 seconds can be used pretty impactfully by almost every hero on LGD.
There will be the glyph used, but refresh, they bring down the tower, and they're just going to go for a tier 2 as well, right? Not much stopping them.
I like that they gave the Aegis to Mirana. Ame is not really a target here. Side of Chaos.
Especially if he gets that BKB, you're not killing him for quite a while.
Meanwhile, FY is just allowed to farm underneath his own tower. Like, this is the dream for support players when your team's like 2 or 3 cores are just sieging a tower.
He's so farmed.
Midas is on off cooldown, but
I questioned it, whether or not he'd be able to get farmed with like a hero like Sand King on his team, but even then, he's just higher net worth than his Sand King.
That's really nice to watch. I just feel like the lineups are the big difference to me. PSG.LGD came in both games with not necessarily a scripted plan, but their drafts just look so great together. Chaos, like Lycan Spectre as their 1-2. There's not a single meta in the past 10 years I can think of where that would have excited me.
Remember when I said jug mid, and I'm like, I think that's what you need, and it just doesn't sound good? I
Yeah.
feel like that's what the Lycan pick was. Like, I feel like it's what you need, but like, I mean, I guess that just means you're outdrafted, right? Like, like it feels like the enemy's plan has too many problems to address, and that's really hard to do, by the way. Just be like, we're gonna pick this Lifestealer and Phoenix, and these are 2 issues you can't address, 2 separate issues that can't be addressed by the same hero.
Yeah.
And that's like really. It's just impressive to see these picks and be like, well, now that they've picked this, now what? And they just don't know what to do.
okay, Lifestealer's going Heart next.
He's got BKB. He knows his job this game
Yeah.
is to dangle, right, Kyle?
That's true.
Yeah, he just needs to
Well,
not
he can
die.
tangle. What do you mean? He's going to tangle.
He's gonna dangle
He got
then tangle.
BKB.
Well, I'm saying, but you can't burst him down.
Have you
at the
just
start.
saved this all year for TI?
Yes, dude. I mean, that's the first time I've casted with you, man.
That's true. It's been a while. It's a shame it couldn't be longer, but hey, I'm glad to be back.
Now Sand King, you see it, has a full Crimson Guard and a Blink Dagger. So what needs to go, like, how does Chaos do anything here? Is it just like Tiny needs to find a pickoff, they push a tower, or
They've
what?
got to create Chaos, Grant.
Okay.
That's what they need to do.
I see what you did there.
It's actually that's their like fight songs. their
Yeah,
hashtag.
I think
Their
they need-
fight song, create chaos, I don't. That's how I've heard it. It's a rough draft.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, it's a work in progress. They were smoked up, and X Nova did pop, and I think they had a sentry that saw him. No, that's actually a dire sentry. Never mind. So they just know something's afoot.
A fish.
You say a fish?
A fishy.
Yeah.
I was kind of mixing a foot and a fish, you know.
It's a very efficient joke.
Thank you.
Fishes. I see. I'm catching on.
This, oh my goodness, Mirana almost has a full Lincolns too. This Mirana is just very, very far. I mean, you look at the top two net worth, right? They're just both a full, like, high tier item ahead.
And not just their itemization's been perfect as well. You pull up the big graph of them, because I really want to gush. They have all of these team fight items. You know, they have the initiation necessary because the blink on Chalice. So they have Crimson, Shivas, of Vlad's now on the ET. You have an armor build on Ame. Like, everybody has that innate survivability that they will ensure they live through that first 10 minutes to Chaos team fight. 10 seconds, rather. And if you can do that, you're going to take them.
Almost has the spell up now. Mirana does pick it up with that F-Blade. That's a lot of damage.
Indeed.
Nova running away. And now LGD, as you guys said, I mean, you did say the better late game is on Chaos, but it feels like it's just getting pushed farther and farther back because, I mean,
Yeah, if you
they're
don't
not
get there,
farming
yeah.
efficiently. Yeah.
They're controlling pretty much the entire map that they want inside of it.
Ooh. Milan just trying to push out these creep waves as best as he can. He does. All the creeps will end up dying.
Just like compare 4 positions. One of them has a blink, and the other one has Shiva's Midas with half of the sheep stick.
Look at that.
Does
Well,
narrowly
they
get
can.
out. That was a nice play. But what does it really accomplish? He wasn't able to actually cut the wave.
Yep. Still full HP on all of them. We're going to see 28-minute rune will be bottom. It's already gone.
They just have damage issues again on Chaos, and I like Ame's build for this. Like, in this game, oddly enough, if he just distracts, because you can't really ignore him. He actually chunks your heroes. So you can't ignore him, and he's just going to run in, and meanwhile, if you go on him, you're going to get, like, Burrow Strike, Epi'd, and ET'd, and Phoenix. If you don't go on him, you're going to die, and, like, it's just you're presenting this wall,
Yeah.
this
And
movable
it's
wall.
not like you have damage issues either, right? You have ET, you've got 2 different forms of max HP removal with the Lifestealer Feast and the Phoenix Sunray.
Exactly. Like he doesn't. That,
You don't
he
need
knows
to-
he doesn't need these damage items.
It looks like they're all going to get out. They're actually going to TP middle. Oh my goodness, the arrow's going to find him. There's going to be Chalice going on in. Still has the stun. There's going to be the stun used. There's the F-Blade and a raw arrow, allowing Sand King to save the stun. And there goes VT Faded. Not only that, look at bottom. Over almost 50% damage done to that tier 3.
Man, they are feeling themselves right now.
All right. Phoenix will buy another smoke.
I'm telling you, people have been sleeping on this team for way too long.
How long do you think? When was their uprising again? Like, when did they
Right
turn it
now.
around?
I
Right
just
now?
can't
Okay.
believe people assumed that, like, PSG.LGD is going to phone it in at TI on their home court. They have been working incredibly hard over the last month and a half. And from what I've heard through the grapevine, a lot of teams have been having difficulties playing against them in scrims. And when you lose to them, the danger is like a game like this, yeah, it's going to take a while. They probably won't close for another 5-10 minutes, but when did Chaos lose their chance to win? Right? At what
Yeah.
point was it that they needed a mistake to be able to get back into the game? It's like 15, 16 minutes in. Right after that Roche fight, that's it.
Misery does steal a bounty rune, dies for it, but anything for your carry. And almost does have the heart now. Good old heart life stealer. Where'd that through the grapevine saying come from?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's a song.
Is
It's
it?
a Marvin Gaye song, I think.
Okay. I mean, like, I guess I understand, right? Because, like, the grapevines, right, they're covering, like, usually the wooden fences that you can see through, and I didn't know if, like, I assume it's something like that. I'm not, you know, a big grape connoisseur myself.
Yeah, it's a Marvin Gaye. I heard it. Heard it.
Yeah, but how did he get it? Like, where did the actual sing? I don't think Marvin Gaye invented it.
I'm pretty sure it's like
Maybe he did.
it's a colloquialism from the South, like the grapevine, meaning like, you know, because grapevines are like super long, right? So it's just like I don't know. It's like it means people talk to each other and it traveled. That's all.
Oh, okay. So why not just say a telephone?
Because it's not a telephone. It's a word of mouth.
BSJ knows exactly the answer to this, and he's like, I'm just letting these
I'm letting
dumbos.
these nerds.
Wait, are going to see a fight. Milan will get a stun toss. It will be an X-Nova. They can't get anything off. X-Nova will drop immediately. They're just going to run out of Milan. Is taking a lot of damage, though. Oh, my goodness. Will get Grave. There's going to be a buyback from the Elder Titan. They will get linked together. There's going to be the egg. They will just get out. BKB pop by Almade just chasing after Milan. 2 more hits. Nope, only 1. Will they look for more? They're looking, but it doesn't look like they'll find anyone. Maybe they will. There's going to be the open wounds, and now they're, oh my goodness. The Lycan just gets destroyed by this Life Stealer.
He has no armor items. He has the talent, and that's
Wolves need no armor.
I
That's what you
quoted.
said.
Yep, I said that.
Turns out they do indeed need armor, and the Lycan himself has been lying to himself this entire time. And here we go. They're just taking the high ground. 21,000 gold lead at 32 minutes in. All right, without looking, who is the highest fan? It's now fantasy points. They truly matter. Well, I lied. We're going
Got
forward.
Marana
Will they get a
highest.
kill? Yeah. There's going to be Kezu. Kezu just getting right click. Will heal up. There is going to be a kill onto Chalice. Are they diving a little bit too far this time? Oh my goodness. They can't touch this Life Stealer, though. There's going to be the Grave going up. Fire Spear will go on, and will Misery die because of that afterwards? Yes. Will go down. VT Faded dead as well. Has to buy back, and that's your carry Spectre buying back. Doesn't even have the Mantia. There's the Edgeblade just scaring her away. This is at least a full set of racks, it looks like.
Arrow to the face.
Oh, Milan goes for a toss back over here. X-Nova, that will be a dieback, actually. Chalice still dead as well. Milan, though, getting right click. Please must get this kill. Pops the BKB for it, and oh, there's going to be the snipe. Yeah,
What a
Marana
boss.
gets it, and see you later, friends. And oh, just all TPing out. Worst feeling in the world if you're Chaos. Your Spectre bought back, and everyone got out except this Elder Titan, but it's X-Nova. He didn't want to get out.
Yeah, and they got the racks too. This is
So, and a full sheep stick
Yeah.
now on the Phoenix. Has the gold for it.
just level 20.
FY.
This
You know, it's-
Marana is so scary, man.
Double damage. Look at this. They're going to get this, right?
I don't know. I feel like we've seen this story before.
But with double damage and a Lycan now, you don't have your Elder Titan or Sand King. They're getting this.
I don't think they get it.
Oh my goodness. He's going to drop the egg. They're going to go for the kill. They do get it, but Misery, he
Jeez.
will end up doing it. And it was a snatch, actually. The Dire is the one who ended up killing it. And there it will be. Ame gets the kill. And, Well,
They
they
didn't get it.
They didn't actually get it, dude. Who got the last hit?
I think
I
it
actually-
Phoenix. I have to
it
guess
was
all
the- it
the-
had to be, right?
all the
That's
magic damage
insane,
from
man.
Phoenix, yeah.
And oh man.
I think FY might have the most fantasy points, honestly.
Oh yeah, I didn't even
It's
check yet.
probably the Marana.
Let's
but
look. It's the Marana and
It's
FY.
close.
Yeah, going beast mode.
This is the dream for a lot of folks at home. You have PSG.LGD cards.
Yep, they
Is
are.
it actually? Are these good scores in fantasy? Isn't
I thought 20 plus is normal. Like this, it seems good. They're just
Yeah.
straight up owning. But for fantasy, there's a little bit more numbers. And I'm not a number-based guy.
Speaking of fantasy, Grant, you left our fantasy football league.
I did.
Why?
Fantasy
It's been-
American Football League for the viewers at home.
Why?
Because, I'm not a big fan of it anymore. I'm a little bit more on the basketball train now. There will be a stop. Will they find it? This Spectre, by the way, did just fly back. There's going to be the sheep from FY, and there's going to be the kill. He did as the Aegis.
He's fine.
Will probably make it out. I
He's
lied.
got-
Sorry about that.
That's a Spectre. She's tanky.
And there's the GG's called.
Who needs break when you can just stand on top of a Spectre with ET and remove all of the armor?
And man, this is, PSG.LGD, both games, they just look clean as hell. Like,
Yeah.
you look at clean, you go and you see it mopped up, swept up, dusted. That's what they're looking like.
Dog, they are crispy right now. They
Mm.
are. If you leave fries on the grill and you forget about them for like
Yeah.
a week and
But
you
you-
come back, that's how crispy they are.
But you
right
don't
now.
like crispy
That's
fries.
not
Isn't
like
it supposed to be a good
crispy
thing?
though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like crispy like panko.
Sure, that's a good point. Oh, stop, man. You ever make chicken parm? Oh, stop.
I have
Stop.
not. We will. So let's talk.
Mm.
We'll talk about the winners last. Chaos. They came in. It looked like their drafts weren't completely. This last one, obviously, you both favored LGD is a little bit heavier. But what should they clean up? Do they just need to check more boxes, or what do you think Chaos should do? Is it a draft thing?
Do
most part?
do any of their cores actually naturally play playmakers? Like Kezu's always been
No.
like a team fight aura builder. Matu's always
Dude,
been these like
that's
minion
Necro,
cheesy type
sit here,
heroes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good point.
Like
you think about
that
it.
seems like a problem. Like meaning, I think that's their problem, right?
Hop on.
And I feel like if none of your players naturally do that, that's just like a limitation as a team.
Getting close.
If you have like a more
you go.
versatile
There you go.
tier 1 team like LGD,
You can lean
that
on me.
You're just gonna lean on me.
Yeah. So you think it really is just tough, right? Because it feels like Milan, he's not their core, but he's pretty much like forced to do it every game, and that's not a
Yeah.
good thing normally.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to ask for. I feel like you need cores to be able to rotate the way Dota's played nowadays.
Yeah.
We saw that in the first game with maybe like teleporting top as the SF, immediately getting a tower off the rotation and the kills. This game, you have Chalice moving around the map, FY plants bottom. You want your 4, I think, to be able to like take the lane and push creep waves. I want my 3 to be able to move around the map.
I was gonna say like the reason why FY is able to have so much impact is because the way the
Yeah.
Sand King's playing, the Phoenix. We saw like they were sieging tier 2 top
Yeah.
as 4, and your Phoenix is the one farming
Yeah.
on the opposite side of the map.
It's very reminiscent of what Secret's been doing all year, and a lot of teams have adapted, where
Yeah.
they have more of this like 3.5 time. Like they don't have a 3, they don't have a 4. They're kind of the same.
Yeah.
They have equal net worth throughout the game, and you give a lot of space to the 4
You also
position.
don't want to like gank these 4 positions.
No, feels
like-
bad.
What
You
do you?
kill
Yeah.
'em.
What does it actually
Like,
do? You
oh,
gank
guys,
the Phoenix.
we lost a tower while we
Yeah.
ganked a Phoenix. Like that just leaves you in a weird spot. On the other hand, if it's a core farming, you're like very happy to expend resources to like 3-4 man gank them. So.
Yep. So Kyle, I heard what you said. LGD, they're a top 3 team. You still feeling that? BSJ, are you convinced, or do you think you want to see a little more from them?
Whenever I talk about Chinese teams specifically, I feel like they always perform way better at TI than the rest of the year.
for sure.
And like this team's the same roster
Yeah.
as they were last year. Like they've given me no reason, like unless you show up to this tournament looking like mediocre,
Yeah.
they've given me no reason to like doubt
And-
their capabilities.
FY. For me, it's like the thing I'd be scared about for PSG.LGD is like their group stage results, because I got no fear about FY
On
and the
the main
squad
stage.
performing on main. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen it so many times. The dude just turns it up
Yep.
when he's got a crowd in front of him. And next series coming up soon.
Indeed. You tell me, Kyle. It is Evil Geniuses.
Is versus.
Fnatic.
Yes, sir. And that means we will take a short break. We got to get settled down. We've got to stay hydrated. You guys should too at home. Sip some water. Sip what you need to do. Just make sure to be back. It will be EG versus Fnatic. So, see you in a couple.